Warm greetings from the high 10. It is Everyday Shenanigans. Yes, the queen is back for live, number 4. The audio that I played earlier, naturally, I only gave you a few minutes of the said audio from the interview room. If you need to verify any information that you will hear, it is in the YouTube queue, and it is the video, What Happened at the Swimming Hole with Summer Wells Today. She disappeared, and this is the interview with Boy H and Chris McDonough. After listening to the entire video once again, finally verbatim, going back and forth, rewinding, back and forth, it is possible that Mr. Donald Wells and a third party are involved in the disappearance of Summer Wells and not just Candy Bly Wells. If we are to believe the conversation from Boy H that was relayed in the entire video, I will chop up everything that was said out of the mouth of Boy H in this live, and I will pause the video per commentary to interject as to make everything make sense if possible. I thank you for joining me. If you want to donate to the channel, $ Big Angie 129 Cash App. I pray this will be my last time on this evening, but I've told myself I needed to re-listen to the entire video, and I would have went longer live earlier had I revisited all the commentary by Boy H. You're entitled to believe what you want pertaining to the disappearance of Summer Wells. You're entitled to believe who you think is involved, who is not involved. But sometimes you have to go back and revisit commentary from a said person's mouth. In the end, everything that's been said is he said, she said, because there hasn't been a receipt verified by an outsider such as myself, someone who's just looking in the glass. And that's just basically all I can do, because I don't know the child. I don't know the parents. I don't know Boy H. I don't know Allie. I don't know the grandmother. I don't know any of these people. So all I can do is just be a spectator and listen to what's been said to me. But I always say that everything you need to know is at the beginning of the story. And the beginning of the story is that allegedly a child went missing on June 15th out of Rogersville, Tennessee. That's what was said. So I'm going to start off by reading something that will show you that this is orchestrated. 1 second, please. Always pay attention. Hold on 1 second, you guys. I do so much typing. Lord have mercy. Thank you all for joining me. I didn't pay attention to that. When you go into the Google search and you put in Kingsport to Rogersville, Tennessee, vice versa, it'll be the same. You will get a map of the area. And in the Google map, you'll see Rogersville underneath it. I believe that would be Bean Station. Then above that is Sneedville. Very scary place because it's up a mountain. I've been up there once before, and I thought my breath was going to leave my body. Sirgoinsville is above Rogersville. Then there's Church Hill above Sirgoinsville. And then at almost to the top before you reach the state of Virginia, it will say Kingsport. "34 minutes, 28.5 miles from Rogersville, Tennessee to Kingsport." You can take your pick of which one you want to choose to give you the information in the Google search. Many of you are saying, "Queen, why are you going back to this?" Do I have a choice? I don't have a choice. If I want to make it make sense, then I have to start at the beginning of the story. And the story is everything that was told to you by Candy Bly Wells. Distance from Kingsport, Tennessee to Rogersville, Tennessee. 29 miles. Time, 35 minutes. gas costs $3 to $5. And I guess that depends on the type of vehicle you're driving and how good a gas mileage you get. Okay? So I want you to think about everything that was told to you. That this woman called a minor child on June 15th. Let me take that back. She texted a child who then the child called her, and they had a conversation where she lets him know what she had planned for the day. And he asked her to come to Kingsport. And I'm telling you that it says here it is 26.50 miles from Kingsport to Rogersville in the southwest direction and 29 miles, 46.67 kilometers by car, following US 11W route. Kingsport and Rogersville are 35 minutes far apart if you drive non-stop. I know you all are saying, Queen, where are you going with this? You know where I'm going with this. Come on now. Play nice. Where am I going with this? Somebody in the audience should know where I'm going with this. If you paid attention to this audio that I'm about to play, Candy, the Queen, has been very busy since she last got off the live. Something was tugging at me. Once again, something said, Angie, finish all of Chris Madonna's interview. Because the truth is somewhere in H's commentary. And I got it. And oh, do I got it. 35 minutes, nonstop driving. Rogersville to Kingsport. You see where you messed up, Candy, is Boy H talked to Chris Madonna. And he also talked to TBI. And frankly, he put his life at risk because he mentioned the drug dealer's name in that commentary, and that man knows, H knows who he is. So really, it wasn't a good idea for him to talk to Chris for that reason and that reason alone when he slipped up and said that and they bleeped it out. Because you don't ever know who's watching. 9 times out of 10, that person has heard the interview with H. So he put his life at risk mentioning what he saw on that cell phone. Candy, let me talk to you for a second. You messed up, homegirl. You messed up. Because you said something to H that I don't think he lied about in that interview with Chris Madonna. And this is how I'm going to show everybody in the chat and Rogersville to the UK and back to Tennessee that this was orchestrated. Are you listening? Boy H says while he was talking to you, you said, I'll be there in about 5 or 10 minutes. I really don't even have to go on with the live. I could cut the live right now. Candy, how in God's name could you get to Kingsport in 5 or 10 minutes when you are 35 or more minutes away from Kingsport? And it has been said that you live at the edge of Rogersville. Stay woke. So that means you are already out while texting Boy H. And you put the ball in motion for what came to be the disappearance of Summer Wells on June 15th. You see, sometimes, as I've said, everything you need to know is at the beginning of the story. And we wouldn't have gotten this information had Boy H not talked to Chris Madonna. So I'm going to say this again. Candy, how could you have made it to his house in 5 or 10 minutes when you are 35 minutes away from his house? The point I'm making, you're missing the point. The point is she wasn't at her house. That's the point. She was out and about. And I believe you had already put this ball in motion to get rid of Summer with possibly Donald and a third party, because when you listen to everything that H said in this interview, I don't think he made up this stuff. I mean, he's a kid. Kids make up stuff, they lie. But I always have to tell myself, what is he going to gain? Because you orchestrated all the conversation. You orchestrated texting him. You also orchestrated asking Summer to go fishing while in the house of H. And also Donald Wells, out of the blue, calls you while you all were out and about talking about somebody up on that hill messing with children. And then conveniently, your child goes missing after that conversation of Candy leaving boy H's house. What are the odds? And allegedly, the boys were left alone. But then H says in his conversation to Chris Madonna, only 2 went to work with Don. So which is it? How could one be left alone or somewhere else? And only 2 went to work, but yet Don alleges he went to work, came home, saw the boys near the shed, so he knew his child was gone. But what makes no sense is he's calling you, worrying about somebody on the property. Something is off with this story. Something's off. And I think you know that we know this. For those of us that are paying attention, that possibly you and Don, I'm going to say possibly Don, because I know you did something. Too convenient to talk about somebody messing with children at your own property. So which is it, Don? The boys called you to tell you there's a creepy guy up there wandering around. Why didn't you call the police? Why didn't you leave work? See, this is how I know you in it too. Because that makes no sense to call my wife to say, hey, there's somebody on the property walking around trying to touch my kids. What the F are you saying? Why are you calling her? Why aren't you calling the police, or why aren't you on your way back home? This makes no sense. And then another part of this that I'm sitting here thinking about that's even more asinine. You're talking to your wife about a stranger on your own property when one lie is that the boys are with you. Are y'all following me? But then the boys are at the house. So which is it? The boys were with you or the boys were at the house? But let H tell it, only 2 were with you at work. So which is it? And once again, why would you be talking to your wife about somebody on the property? She's running around Kingsport area, running errands, going to swimming holes, hippie house, smoke place, this and that. Wouldn't you be saying, hey, go outside and tell that guy to get on? Lord, how did we all miss that? I'm going to say it again. Candy, call the police. There's somebody on the property trying to get to our children. That's the whole point, Bama. Which is it? Why would Don, out of the blue, call this woman while she's running around out of her jurisdiction and have left her children alone to tell her that somebody's up there messing with the kids? But in the end, Summer is the one missing and not the boys who were at the property alone with an alleged stranger walking around trying to touch them. Donald, you are in this bullshit with Candy. Yes, we know all about that working longer. Let me set the stage. Candy, you called Boy H on the June 15th. You texted him. Let me say this correctly. You texted him. He called you back and asked you about coming over because you explained to him about your mother in the hospital and yah. You show up, Kingsport. But the crazy part is, once again, the conversation told to Chris Madonna about a Wyatt and a Josie with Don at work. So where was the other child? Man, you are sick. Boy H tells Chris Madonna, I hadn't talked to her in a long time. Just once in a while on Snapchat, excuse me. I'm going to say it again. He asks about when they talk. He says, I haven't talked to her, Candy, in a long time, except for once in a while on Snapchat. And he made it clear also in the commentary that he doesn't really care for TikTok because he don't like messing with the cameras. He blocked her when this mess jumped off with Summer, which that's understandable. And he was trying to ask you about Grandis and whatever the issue was you were trying to explain to him about her knee. But for some reason, you didn't want to talk to him about that on the phone. I find that odd. Why not? Why not? See, this is where I start to get like an I spy. The only time people don't like talking about things on the phone is because somebody else is around to hear. Stay woke. Stay woke. As I said, why couldn't you explain to this child what happened to Grandis' knee? You only end up telling him in person when you got to his house. I find that odd. Grandmama's allegedly at the hospital while all this talking is going on. Candy asks Summer, when she got to your house, did she want to go fishing? But yet we later found out you didn't go fishing because of the timeline of her having to pick up Grandis from the hospital. Then a Boy H asked, could he go along? She told him to ask his mother. He did. And Allie obliged. Yet, like I said, no fishing, no mention of fishing poles or anything. You don't even see fishing poles in the TikTok videos. Just them, the baby, slapping around in the water. And basically, H lets it be known to Chris Madonna, hell, I just wanted to get out of the house. And that's normal for a child, teenager wanting to get out of the house. See something. And as I said, too convenient. While they were running around, Don calls while they were out talking about a man touching some kids. The kids, I'm assuming he's talking about his own children. What other children would he be talking about? But once again, the suspicious part of the story, Summer goes missing instead of the boy children who allegedly have a predator on the property. So why would a predator be on your property? Why wouldn't you rush home to see who this person is and handle them directly or call law enforcement? Makes no sense. But yet you're the same person to go in front of a camera and tell somebody what the hell Candy would do if there was an accident. Well, sir, if we're to believe Boy H, you didn't call the police to tell them that a stranger was on your property trying to touch your kids. So how the hell are you going to make us believe what the fuck Candy would do? Man, you people are sick, man. Once again, how could the kids be with Don at work if he's calling Candy, talking about somebody's on the property, messing with the kids? Make it make sense. So I'm going to ask you, Don, because I'm now believing after the live from earlier, you are in this bowl too, with Candy and a third party. And now I might need to change the title to 4, because I believe, Grandis, you're in this mix as well. When I break down the timeline and when I break down the changing of the clothes, you had to have been an eyewitness to the changing of the clothes. And I will get to that in a minute. Did the children call you, Don, to tell you somebody was up there trying to touch them? So then that means the perpetrator was either in the house or outside with the children. So that means the children were not inside all damn day playing video games. Bring it home, Queen. You see, I've told you all about children because Boy H is still a child. Children can't hold water long because it wasn't designed for children to be liars. It wasn't designed for children to be liars. Did your children call you from the property, Donald Wells, on June 15th to tell you there was some guy up there that they know of or didn't know trying to make advances toward them? And if so, why didn't you call the police or tell Candy to go there, or you go there yourself? And once again, if the boys was with you, or 2 of the boys were with you, this Josie and Wyatt, where was the other child? Why would H only mention 2 boys with you at work, but then you're calling Candy while she's running around in the city somewhere saying that somebody's up there touching the kids? So I'm going to say it again. Where were the boys on June 15th? Were they inside the house or outside the house? Was there actually somebody up there messing with your kids, or you were bringing in the storyline with your wife? Both of you set this up to use H as an alibi. You deliberately called Candy so H would hear you ask questions and bring this fake ass story about somebody being up there touching your kids. Candy, why would your child be wearing a long sleeve jacket and black pants to a water park? H says that that's where she was supposed to go that evening. But the weird part is that Chris Madonna asked him what she had on when she got to your house, to H's house. He said she had on shorts. So let's make it make sense. June 15th was hot, summertime in US of A. She goes to this house in shorts, changes into a bathing suit at Boy H's house, but later is photographed in the backseat of a car, if we're to believe this is June 15th, with a long sleeve pink jacket zipped up with black pants on. Make it make sense, Candy. Make it make sense. When did you change her out of the bathing suit? Because Chris Madonna asked him. And if she had the bathing suit on running around the city and then pulls up to H's house, still has the bathing suit on, when did you put these damn long sleeve clothes on her when you like the windows down and not natural air conditioning? I'll wait. Next lie. Boy H tells Chris Madonna that the reason the child had on his clothes was to go the new outfit. Now, we got to ask ourselves, what new outfit was the baby talking about, Boy H? Because Boy H never explained in the Chris Madonna interview what the new outfit looked like. So are we assuming it's the pink jacket and the black pants? Once again, Candy caught you in a lie. Why in the hell would you be dressing that girl in a long sleeve shirt and pants to go to a water park in Jonesboro? I'm telling you, Queen ain't what you want. I done told y'all, you didn't need that other gossip out of Hollerville. Basically, Boy H is part of the missing link. Because we're to believe what he has told us about the dress attire of what the child had on when she got there, what she had on at the swimming hole, what she had on when they pulled up to his house to return to drop him off. That means Candy at some point changed the child into the long sleeve shirt and pants. For what reason? And it's hot outside. And she ain't running the air allegedly. Once again, why would the child be dressed in that attire going to a water park and it's summertime? Did you take that outfit with you deliberately to change her in? Those were her send-off clothes. Because it makes no sense to be carrying around a long sleeve shirt and pants in the summertime. For what reason? Summer dress, culottes, knickers, t-shirts, shorts is what you would have even as a spare clothing in a car for a child. Not a long sleeve jacket and pants that allegedly was her new school clothes bought 2-3 months ahead of time before school starts. And you're not the type to care about what the hell your kid looks like, because we've seen pictures of Summer looking horrible and dirty. You want me to believe you bought her something new that's long sleeve to wear in the damn summertime to a water park. Am I getting that correct, Candy? As somebody has said in the chat, you didn't expect for this to blow up like it did. And you didn't expect people on social media to digest every damn thing you've done and said and look in your photographs and look at your TikTok videos. You wasn't expecting that. But they did. One more time. Did you take those clothes that Summer was seen in the photograph? Did you bring them deliberately with you, and why? When it is summertime, why would you be putting a child in new clothes to go hang out at a water park? I'll wait. You didn't have them on her that morning, did you? Knowing you were taking her fishing, because H said she had on shorts when she got to the house. And you put her in a bathing suit. So this doesn't add up to why she would have on a long sleeve jacket and pants. For what damn reason? Many of you have made conversations about the photo, video of Summer in the back seat with that long sleeve jacket and pants on. And I will say that we know she likes the window down because H has said so about Summer riding in the back seat, getting cold from the windows being down. So basically, Candy likes the windows down. So we're going to go hear about the milk jugs. Candy, if the milk jugs weren't sweating, why not? It's summertime and you have the windows down. That's hot air blowing in the car. It was sunny that day, not cloudy. So why is there no condensation on the milk jugs in the video? And why is this child propped up against the milk jugs with a long sleeve shirt on and black pants? Once again, if it's hot outside, no air conditioning on in the car, the milk would sweat. Shorts on at first, then a bathing suit changed in to at H's house. So what was she wearing when you pulled up to H's house? Because he doesn't mention that you changed her inside of the car. And then we have Allie near the end of the video saying about the photograph that she believes that picture was taken outside in front of her house, because that's how the child looked when she went to the car when you dropped off H. Gonna say it again. Why would you be taking a long sleeve shirt and pants to a water park when you didn't have that on her in the morning to go fishing? What's the difference? When did you change her out of the clothes, Candy? Something's wrong. This is off. Make it make sense why your husband's calling you about somebody stalking your kids, but neither one of you called law enforcement. And then Don is speaking as if he knows the man that's on the property. And the fact that H knows something about whomever was up there, the other guy that's a drunkard, is sad, because that's grown folks' conversation, and H shouldn't know anything about that. That leads me to believe you both have been talking in front of a child. Grown folks talking, you shouldn't be. And once again, if Donald was at work, he wouldn't know who's on the property. So that leads us to believe the children were left alone and not at the job with Don. But Don, were you at work June 15th? Because Chris Madonna asked H that, and he says TBI told him you weren't at work. But then Madonna said, no, you tell me what you know about Donald being at work. And he basically says he didn't know. He can't say. And how would he know? He doesn't live in Rogersville. How would he know? It is asked about the child in the back seat, her condition. And basically, H said she was lucid, watching TikTok videos and playing with that little toy. She seemed okay. So I'm going to ask again, when did you change her out of the bathing suit into the long sleeve shirt and the black pants? And Grandis is along for the ride. From the hospital to the swimming hole to being outside picking flowers. That must be the only thing you all do is pick flowers in Rogersville. Because that was also mentioned. What was Grandis doing at the swimming hole? And he told Chris Madonna, H did, she liked picking flowers. Oh, my. This is a flower picking family. I'll say it again. When did you change that baby out of the bathing suit? And Grandis had to be in the car when you changed her. Ting, ting, ting. Checkmate. So, Grandis, what do you know about June 15th at Summer Wells? So while everybody is picking flowers and talking and laughing and vaping and drinking tea, twisted tea, crooked letter tea, this child was in the water unattended by herself. He lets it be known she was in there a couple of seconds. He got her out. She was okay. She was lucid. Nothing seemed wrong with Summer Wells. But how long was she in the water? Under the water. He also mentions that both Grandis and Candy mentioned about the water park at the swimming hole. So now are we going to say to Grandis, you are in on the bullshit too? Both of you talking about the water park at the swimming hole, which makes no damn sense that a child is going to be wearing long sleeve clothes to a water park. Jesus Christ. What kind of people are you? Windows rolled down. He mentions that. Summer getting cold, snuggling up. So once again, going to say it again till you get tired of me, lady. Why would this child be seen in a video with long sleeve shirt, long sleeve, this jacket zipped up with black pants? Make it make sense. Yes, stay woke. Swimming holes, water parks. Now I'm getting ready to put the icing on the cake. Why would you take Summer fishing or to the swimming hole if you were going to take her to a water park in Jonesboro later that evening? Ting! You see the things we forget about that's sitting right in front of us only because Boy H offered this information. And these are things I just don't see somebody making up. What's the point? So Candace, why are you taking her in dirty, muddy water when she's supposed to be going to the water park? I'm waiting. You're going to take your child and sit in nasty ass water that's muddy with tree branches inside of it? We've seen the people filming the water. It's nasty as hell. There's people saying they don't even go there to swim. They have a place to swim. So make it make sense that you're taking her to a swimming hole that's nasty and muddy. There's mud in the water. You can see from the bank, it's mud. It's mud leading into the water. But yet you're supposed to take her to a water park later that evening in Jonesboro. Come on now. H says he thought she was awake in the car before he got out. And he was basically ready to get out so he could go call and talk to his girlfriend. He wanted to see his girlfriend. We hear about them going to get slushies, no food. A lot of you have gone on and on about not hearing about the child eating anything because of the slushies bought. So why is that, Candy? You're not a very good hostess. You don't invite somebody to go somewhere with you and you don't even offer to buy them a hot dog or a hamburger. You are not a nice hostess. Boy H wanted to get out of the house. He makes that clear during this Chris Madonna interview. And he goes to get a slushie with you. You get a slushie for yourself. You get a slushie for Summer. You get a slushie for Grandis. But you don't even buy a hamburger for your guests. but you can buy money for twisted teas and vaping bullshit. So that's why we know your priorities are jacked up, because the things you should care about, you don't, such as your children looking clean and neat, styling your daughter's hair to look like a female, look like a girl, dressing your daughter in girl clothes, keeping your daughter clean, keeping the children's teeth repaired and going to the dentist. No, you want vapes and shit. Cigarettes at night while you're getting crunk and drunk. That's your priority, you and Don. While in the car, the child's playing with dolls, some little dolls she likes, and playing with the little pocket game. Then the mentioning of the pillow comes in. He doesn't remember where the pillow is or was. Naturally, he wouldn't. He's a boy. Then Chris Madonna's going round and round about where the pillow sits and where the milk sits. But naturally, H is not going to remember none of that stuff because he's a kid. But this is where we know something's wrong, because when he mentions the pillow, the child is in her bathing suit and it's wet, allegedly. I don't see him making that up. For what reason? So I'm going to ask again now. Where and when did you change the child out of the bathing suit? And the fact that H has not been in your house in over a year tells me the story of a dirty rat that orchestrated a crime with her husband to get rid of her child on June 15th. And she texts a kid while out running around to put the ball in motion to have this 15-year-old boy as her alibi. You knew damn well what you were going to do on June 15th because you were nowhere near Rogersville when you made that text to boy H. When you told him you'd be there in 5 or 10 minutes, that means you were already near Kingsport, Tennessee, not Rogersville. And you knew he'd want to go somewhere because he's a kid and he wanted to get out. And you left your children alone to get rid of your girl child for whatever sick and perverse reason. And I do believe Donald Wells is in on the bullshit, and Grandis as well, because Grandis has to be invited into the bullshit because we don't have a time and a place of where the child was switched out of the clothes, out of the bathing suit. So that means, Grandis, you're in it too. Unless you can remove yourself. Bring a receipt. Slushies, no food. But yet, you're inviting somebody out to ride around hot ass heat. No air conditioning because you like natural air. H lets it be known that when the photograph video was taken of Summer leaning on the milk, he was not there. But his mother jumps in to say she believes that picture was taken out in front of her house because that's how Summer looked when she went over to the car when Candy brought H home. So is it an issue that H doesn't remember the child being changed into the clothes before they got to H's house? But you would think he would notice somebody changing a little girl into a jacket and pants. Maybe not. Oh, the webs we weave. What's next on my list? This is too confusing about these clothes. When did you change that little girl out them clothes, lady? And then you want to talk to Allie about this water park bullshit again. See, if you're listening carefully to what I'm saying to you during this live, you will finally see that this was an orchestrated crime to get rid of Summer Wells, because Candy Bly Wells has mentioned the water park at least 3 times in a conversation to Boy H and Allie. You mention it, why she has the clothes. Oh, I got her this outfit for the water park to Jonesboro tonight. When you go pick up Grandis and go back to the watering hole, you mention it again. You all are talking about the water hole again. I mean, the water park, excuse me. So that's 2 times. Then you pull up to H's house. Allie is at the car trying to see the kid. You won't let her see Summer. And it's another mentioning of the water park again to Allie. Why were you mentioning this water park so much on June 15th? You set this ball in motion. You used that, boy. Because as I said, you were out and about when you told him you'd be there in 5 or 10 minutes. And this is the same person who has phone issues at their location and can't make phone calls. But yet you post to social media, but you couldn't dial out or some mess on June 15th to say your child was missing. What's the deal with the clothes, Candy? Where were you sending your baby in those clothes? How many sets of clothes did you have on June 15th? What was she actually wearing when you left the house on June 15th? Because H said she was in shorts. So that means you took her out the shorts and put her in a bathing suit. But then you're videoing her on the same day. And we're to believe that TikTok video is actually June 15th. She's in a long sleeve shirt and pants, which makes no sense if we're to believe those are the same clothes you were going to take her to a water park in. For what damn reason would she be in those clothes? So that's what I'm asking. How many sets of clothes are we speaking of? I know what you're saying. That black woman up there won't let it rest. I don't have to. I'm going to make you see why you should have left that baby alone. You and your husband and your other third party. As he said, she wanted to talk to my mom about the water park. He wasn't paying attention to anything in the car pertaining to Summer Wells. And they're going back and forth about the milk issue, which was starting to get on my nerve. You called Boy H 7:30 p.m. to his recollection. Same night, Summer goes missing. You called to tell him that she's missing. He thought you were messing around because you like to play crazy when you get crunk and drunk and high and think your children are missing. When all along they're right there in front of you, which that makes no damn sense either. But this time, I find it strange that Boy H would tell Chris Madonna this and your child is actually missing. Once again, what are the odds that you like to play peekaboo with Summer Wells and your children when you're drunk and high, something H shouldn't know anything about at 15 years of age, which shows me that you all like talking in front of your kids and talking grown folks talk in front of them. So on the fateful day, you call this kid to tell him Summer's gone. You were telling the truth. She was gone. And I think it's so pathetic that this boy knows that you get drunk and high and can't remember where your children are. It's despicable. You and Don are despicable. Then you called him the next day at the police station. Tell him you were taking another polygraph test. Chris Madonna asked him, how many times did you take the test? He thinks about 2 times. Why did you need to take the test 2 times, Candy? What happened the first time? Oh, I heard. You were so distraught. You had to wait. Was that the rumor I heard? You couldn't take test number 1. So you had to take it a second time. How many times have you actually taken the test? And as I told people, I do find it strange that even after taking the test, however many times, it was not relayed to the public right away about them passing a polygraph test. So that's why I don't care about what Sheriff Lawson says about them passing. Because to me, that would be information you would break your neck to reveal to the public day one. TBI told him not to contact Candy. He was wondering why they kept his phone so long. He thought it was for about 2 months, but the grandmother says no, it was for 1 month. But Chris explained to him that's normal. They have to get all the information because it is an investigation of a missing child. Then the day after she leaves the police station, which would be day number 2, a Thursday, she decides to show up at your house to see what you talked about with the police. And you basically tell her, I just told them about the timeline. And then Candy says, that better be it. So Chris says, did you feel threatened? You said, no, I did not. He wasn't worried about her doing anything. Even H says, Summer was not the type of girl to leave the swing. So let's go there. Who said she was outside? Oh, I forgot. Miss Earhart said that. But see, that's not what was told to the dispatch. Candy said she took a walk. Then the next lie was, oh, she went inside. And then I went over there 2 minutes later and she was gone. So which is it? She was inside or outside? So maybe Boy H heard the same lie, that the little girl was outside playing. How many versions are you going to spin about where the hell Summer was on June 15th? Say it again. Was Summer Wells inside of the house or outside when you saw and realized she was missing? He got a hold of your phone and checked your telephone on one of those visits. You had 13 messages from your dope dealer. Now let's go there. Once again, how does Boy H know your dope dealer's number and messaging you? He knew his name. He was bleeped out during the interview with Chris Madonna, which once again is atrocious and so disrespectful. What in the hell is going on? Why does a 15-year-old child know the name of your dope dealer and that you use drugs and buy drugs? And Chris Madonna asked this child what he thinks happened to Summer on June 15th. And he thinks it's Candy and Don. And then he goes and says all of them. And that's including, I guess, the dope dealer. Because he read a text where Candy messaged the dope dealer saying, it's done. And this is obviously one of the messages that was deleted out of the 13 messages that Boy H checked in her phone from the trash. Lord have mercy. Chris Madonna asks H, do you think Don was at work? And he said TBI told him he was not at work. So some might say, well, I don't know if I believe TBI would tell this child where Don was and was not. But it was said it was not verified at that time if Donald Wells was at work by the TBI. So now we have to ask ourselves the ultimate question with all that was said in that interview with Chris Madonna and Boy H. How is it that Boy H knew so much about this personal woman's demeanor and her attitude as far as drinking and getting high, the name of her dope dealer, going into her trash to retrieve 13 missing messages that she thought was gone but was still in the trash, and she's texting a man telling him it's done. And why did you erase it? Because a lot of people don't erase their messages to people. Stay woke. And the suspicion of Don calling while she's out with Boy H in the car about a man on the property messing with the children, yet Don never leaves work, never calls the police, and she doesn't call the police to say, hey, I got to hurry up and get home. There's somebody on the property messing with my kids. Oops, she couldn't say that because she just told H that the kids were with Don. But she only mentioned 2 kids were with Don at work. So which is it? Exactly. He has not been to your house in 1 year, Boy H. He had not talked to you in a long time, and he only talked to you once in a while on Snapchat. But on this fateful day, you go and pick up a child and take him to a swimming hole and run around drinking twisted teas and vaping with the child, pick up your mother, ride around, go back to H's house. From that time, you decided to dump your child for whatever reason, make up this cockamamie story to the TBI and Hawkins County Sheriff's Department. But little did you know that boy had been in your phone and seen that you've been talking to the dope dealer, and possibly you and the dope dealer and Donald Wells conspired to get rid of Summer Wells for whatever reason. Now, some people think that she was sold, human trafficked, sold for drugs. I don't know. But I believe there's some truth to whatever Boy H saw. And all these things he said, it's too elaborate to make up. I don't think he made up any of this. Because he don't have a reason. Why would he make all this stuff up? He hadn't even seen the woman. He hadn't been around her. Common sense. They're going to track your phone. Would she be smart enough to call Boy H to orchestrate him to lie for her from a burner phone? It's a very sick story. And as I said, you're entitled to believe what you want pertaining to the disappearance of Summer Wells. But I believe there's some truth to what H has said to Chris Madonna about June 15th. And like I said, in order to orchestrate a crime as to not get caught, you would have to put all this in motion using burner phones. And you don't need to erase anything from a burner phone if you're going to throw the burner phone away in the garbage.
Her dad's phone. Well, your grandfather didn't pass away. Okay, got it. So that day that she texted me, she said my grandma's in the hospital. Well, her mom's in the hospital, but we called her grandma at the time like we used to. So I called her up. I said, y'all want to come over here for a bit? Because she's going to be in the hospital for a while. But she messed up her knee or whatever. And she said, yeah, that's okay with that. I understand. And that's mom. Yeah, that's mom. Okay. And so...
But she called her Allison.
Yeah, she calls her Allison.
Okay.
And so next thing you know, I tap Mom because she's half asleep because she works at the time. She did. But what's that thing? I asked her if they could come over. She said yeah for a little bit because Grandma was on her way. She was on her way. And so Mom, she said it was okay, and she said she'd be over in like 5-10 minutes. And I'm telling you, I don't do good with times because I really don't look at the clock. So if I mess up sometimes, that's on me. I'm really bad with getting times.
You're 15.
Yeah. And so she pulls up, she gets out the car with Summer, and supposedly the kids went to work with the father. And so...
Now you say the kids. Who are the kids?
Wyatt and Josie.
So the boys.
Yeah, the boys.
They went to work with Don.
That's what I was thinking.
Okay, go ahead.
And so I meet her, I dap everybody up. That's just how it is. So I dap her up. I said, how you doing? Because it's been a long time since I've heard from her.
Okay.
I hear from her like once in a while on Snapchat.
Okay.
I did until I blocked her because all this stuff was going on.
Now tell me what it means when you say you tapped them up. What is, so people that don't know that.
Like a handshake.
Okay, so show me.
This is like
what's up, though? We're one of those, right?
Yeah,
I get it. Okay, go ahead. See, I knew that, but other people don't know that. Right. So let's make that clear. So somebody can't say, "Oh, look what he did."
Okay. Then so she pulls up there in front of that mailbox.
Okay.
And so I dap her up like usual. She comes in, we're all sitting down. I ask her what happened to her grandma because she won't tell me over the phone. She said that she hurt her knee because of kids. Where did she say she went on vacation for? Gatlinburg. She said she went to Gatlinburg for a little vacation with the kids, and the kids kept kicking her leg. And she had supposedly a plastic knee or something like that. And so they took her to the hospital. We're coming here for...
You know what hospital? Do you know? Not Mom, do you know?
It's the one downtown.
Okay.
I don't know what it's called, but it's the one downtown.
Okay, Mom, do you know the name of it?
Holston Valley.
Christian Valley?
Holston Valley.
Holston Valley? Okay, yes ma'am. Okay, so she's here, Grandma's at the hospital, and who's with her that day?
Just Summer.
Just Summer.
Not the entire day until we pick up the grandma.
Okay, what time do you remember? I know you're not good at times. Guesstimate.
The guesstimate time that we picked up the grandma?
No, the time she pulls up that morning.
That should have been like around 11, right?
Okay.
Or 10 or 11.
Now, just from your memory, not from
I
Mom's.
think it was at least 10 because I was up all night.
And it could be wrong, too, right? Okay, so let's just kind of put that right there, okay? Because like you said, you're not good with times right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just don't pay attention to that.
Straight up. Okay, so then what happened?
And then we got to dapped up, we went inside, talked about it. And then she said, you want to go fishing summer? I said, do you care if I come with? Because it's summer, and I treat her like a little sister.
Right.
And she said, you got to ask her out. She calls her Candy or Candace, and then she calls her Allie or Allison.
Okay, so she asked you, do you want to go fishing?
No, I asked if I could come with because summer was gone.
Got it. And she says, ask your mom.
Yes.
And what did you do?
I went to ask her, she said that's fine because there's no problem going fishing for a little bit and come back.
Sure. And what was, when you first saw Summer that day, what was your impression?
It's just how it usually is. Just like, yeah, she's over here. I mean, I don't know.
What draws you to Summer? What draws her to you?
I mean, I think it's because I show her a lot of attention.
Oh, interesting.
Like, not weird attention, but I show her attention.
No, I get it. Miss Robin shows her a lot of attention too in church.
Yeah, like, I'll sit there and she'd be like, give me a piggyback ride. I'll give her a piggyback ride.
Like an older brother.
That's what I'm saying.
Is that kind of an older brother, sister kind of vibe going here?
Yeah, that's what it was because our brothers just always used to pick on her, so I just show her how real brothers should have.
Okay.
Even though I'm not saying I'm the best brother here, you guys damn.
You should talk to my brother, man. He'd be messed up.
It was like, I I was her older. They treated us like family, and we treated them like family.
Okay.
At one point in time, until one mess that happened with him that just split us apart, and then she came back in.
Okay. So she's here, Summer's here, Candace is here. You get permission to go fishing because Summer's going fishing, and you were kind of acting like a big brother, and you thought it'd be cool to go with her.
Yeah.
Do I have that accurate?
It's pretty accurate.
Okay, not bad for an old man.
And I mean, I wanted to get out the house anyway.
Sure.
I didn't want to put it to her. I just wanted to get out the house.
Okay. And so what happened then?
And then her grandmother calls her and says to come pick her up when we're sitting right there.
Oh, interesting. So where are you sitting in the car?
At first, I was sitting on the front seat.
Okay. Which way's the car pointing?
Like
you
the truck right now?
Just like my truck?
Yes.
Okay.
It was dead serious like that, but with like an overhead to the bed.
Okay.
Bed part.
Okay.
And we moved a box to the back.
Okay.
And then we moved the box to the very back, the first one where the overhead to the bed is. And then we put another one right behind, like that passenger seat right there.
Okay. And where's Summer?
Summer, she is on the driver's side, in the back seat.
Okay. Was there any milk or anything like that in the car at that time?
Not until we got the price list, which was like I think it was a few hours later.
Okay, got it. Okay. Was there any other stuff in the car?
No, there was just boxes and like TVs in the back and everything.
How was Summer acting about going fishing?
Well, she gets excited because she likes to fish and swim. She's a little kid and she's energetic.
Okay. And how's she dressed? Do you remember? When you first saw her?
When I first saw her, I think it was a blue tank top or purple. Okay. I don't really do good with like something that happened like 3 weeks ago, a month ago.
No, it's cool. It's cool.
I can't remember what happened yesterday. I did that.
It's cool. You should see me drive.
When we left, I think she had shorts on at first.
Okay.
Yeah, because she had shorts on because her mom put her bathing suit on there.
Okay. And where did she put her bathing suit on her? Do you know?
Inside.
In the house.
Yes.
So she changed her in the house.
Yeah.
Did she take the clothes with her?
Yeah.
Miss Allison, do you know?
No.
Okay.
I don't remember.
She was dead asleep in the bathroom.
That's fine. That's fine. So she changes her clothes here, and she takes her clothes with her.
Yeah.
Okay. Then what happened?
But then, when she got changed from swimming, they had bought her an outfit to put on because they were supposed to go to Jonesboro, I think. Yeah, Jonesboro for this mini park, like water park.
Okay. So that was the initial thought?
I guess so. I mean, I don't know.
So what did you think was going to happen?
I thought we were just all going to go fishing, swimming.
And then in the truck, she changes the plan?
No, she changes it to swimming because she grabbed her mother.
Say it again?
She changed it to swimming because she grabbed her mother.
Oh, okay. So So from here, where do you guys go?
From here, we go to the hospital.
Okay.
Pick up her mother.
Pick up Grandma.
Not even like 10 minutes later,
okay,
go to Walgreens.
Is that near the hospital?
No, it's on Fort Henry Drive.
Okay, so it's the Walgreens by the Warrior Park?
Yeah.
That one as you come out and it's right there?
Yes.
Okay. Not bad for an old man, huh?
No, not really.
Not bad. I'm cooking here.
So there's so we went there.
Go there first?
And
after you pick up Grandma?
Yeah.
Then what happened?
And then we put this prescription in.
Okay.
Which is like probably about like 10, 15 minutes.
Do you know what kind of drugs?
No, I have no idea. She wouldn't say the name to it.
Got it.
And then we handed a prescription. They said about like 10, 15. Well, it was going to be 30 to 35 minutes.
Okay.
Well, I was saying the line was long.
Okay.
Because you have
who went inside the store?
Nobody went in. We went through the drive-thru.
Got it.
The drive-thru. And then while we were in the drive-thru, her husband calls her talking about this dude named on the property that's been there for like a week or so. She told me they keep stalking other kids.
Who's that?
Some dude named I have no idea who it was.
Okay. And why did Don call?
I have no idea. just called. I don't even know if he was working at the time.
Okay.
But if he was working, he obviously wouldn't know that there was some dude looking at the little kids.
So this dude named Don calls Candace
and tells her about, I don't know if his name was.
and tell me about that conversation.
All I heard was,
And how did you hear it?
I heard because I asked her why he called me.
Okay.
The only thing that she told me from the phone call is that there was some dude, whatever it was, just the name.
Okay.
That's all I remember. Is that he's been up on the property for a week or two, trying to, like, I guess she said, touch the little kids. That's what I was told.
He's trying to have what?
Touch the little kids.
Touch the kids?
Like, give him a hug or something.
What do you think? Do you think that's true?
I mean, it could be because she's had this, name was Billy, right? Yes, Billy. Billy was up there doing that stuff until we got arrested.
And Billy is the brother,
No.
the son.
No, Billy was an old drunk.
He's what?
He was an old drunk that was a friend of theirs that used to get in arguments with his wife.
And go up
His
to
wife
their
would
house.
take him out, and he would go up there and sleep in one of the sheds on the property.
Got it. And who was Billy trying to touch?
Billy had the hots for grandma.
The grandma.
Oh, got it. But what about the kids?
Oh, no. He wasn't around the little kids. His mom wouldn't allow that with her mom.
So why would Don, in your opinion, call Candace while you're in the line at Walgreens to say there's some dude on the property wanting to touch the kids? Help me understand that.
I mean, at first I thought because he calls her like every 2 hours because he works.
Okay.
I thought he was just doing his daily checkup.
Okay.
But then she told me about that. I was like, how does he even know that if he's supposedly working?
And what did she say?
I didn't say that. I was just saying in my mind.
And in your mind, what did you come to? What did you deduct?
I thought that was just suspicious.
Really?
Yeah, and then later, when she called me and told me that happened, I was with my girl at the time, just hanging over in Bristol at a park.
Okay.
She called me while we pull up to that park. This was that Summer's missing.
So who were you kicking it with at the park?
Oh, just my girl.
Okay, just
And her mom and her brothers and her sister.
Okay, straight up.
That was just it with our entire family. Because weren't you at the ball field? Yep, she was at the ball field.
Okay, so before we get there, let's go back to the drive-thru at Walgreens. Then what happened?
Then we went, well, she had to go get cigarettes because her mom complains of cigarettes all the time.
Where'd she get the cigarettes?
Alright, so you know that Walgreens, right?
Yeah.
So there's this like daycare around there somewhere.
Yeah.
Called like Kitty College.
Yeah, I saw that on the side, on the right.
Yeah, so there's like discount tobacco store.
Got it.
Is that first? I think it's by that McDonald's.
Okay.
And can't see. No, it's up by Long John Silver's.
Okay. Okay.
It's like right across from it.
And where's Grandma sitting in the car?
Now she's sitting on the passenger side where she was sitting.
Okay. And where are you and where is Summer?
Summer was sitting on the, like, okay, so you know how there's like 3 seats in the back?
Behind Grandma or behind Candace?
Oh, she's sitting in the middle of it all.
Why is she sitting in the middle at this point?
Because I asked to sit on the side because she was gonna start. Grandma just got out of the hospital and she's like, let me sit in the passenger seat. I said, okay, so I sat behind the wheel.
Okay, got it. So then what happened? She goes and buys cigarettes. And who gets out of the car?
Just Candace.
Just Candy? You call her Candy?
No, I call her Candace.
Candace?
Yeah.
Okay. Is her nickname Candy though?
No, that's her mother's nickname.
Got it. Okay. So Candace gets out.
Gets out. She goes grabs cigarettes. She buys a Puff Bar. She buys
A what?
a Puff Bar. It's
Okay.
a little nicotine vape.
Got it.
I don't know if everybody else knows that, but it's a nicotine vape.
Got it. What color was it?
It was black and purple.
Okay, was there a blue one?
Yeah, that one was hers.
That's hers.
Yeah, because she got a blue Skittles one.
Okay, then what happened?
And then she bought the Twisted Tea.
Twisted tea. How many?
Just one.
Just one. And a bottle of can.
It's a can. If I could get a picture real quick, I'll show you what it looks like.
Alright, go ahead.
It's a whole can, if I'm correct. I just know that they have to have done something because she did not walk off that property. That's all I know. That's what it looks like.
Oh, okay. So, let me show this right there. Twisted tea in a yellow container. Okay? Okay, cool. You get the twist. She buys
Just one.
one. I don't want to mess up your phone, bro. Okay, so then what happens?
Then after that, we go to the horse stable part.
So you drive to the horse stable.
Straight to the horse stable.
Right from there, you go right to the horse. Where's Grandma at this point?
Grandma, she just in the car on the phone.
You got the discount store, and you head right to the water park. Okay, walk me through what Summer's doing at that moment.
Well, at that moment, she was holding my hand like this, like with her arms wrapped around, because she gets cold when the window's down, and Sarah was down. Everybody's just watching TikTok.
So she's snuggling with you.
Basically, yeah.
Okay, and you're watching TikTok videos? Which ones did you watch?
I don't even know, I just scrolled through the thing.
Okay. Was she laughing?
Yeah,
She seemed normal.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, that call that Candace got from Dawn, tell me about that call again.
The call? So, where her phone is in the middle of the truck, you know, the console part.
Okay.
It was right there, and we called, and she said everybody be quiet, so we all was quiet. Her mom was going through her phone. I turned my phone off till she was done, see if I could listen in on anything suspicious or anything. And then after she got off, I go, what do you call about? She goes, there's been this dude, I know it starts with a for sure. I just can't figure out the rest of it.
Okay, so you're now Summer is, you're watching TikTok videos, she's acting normal. Is she in her bathing suit at this point? Because she's been changed at the house?
Yeah, she is.
If you remember?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't want to put words in your mouth.
No, you know.
Okay. And then what happens? From there, you guys go where?
From the drugstore?
Yeah.
We go to that place by the stables.
Okay. And you say that place, is that the swimming hole?
I don't even know if it's allowed to be called a swimming hole. That's why I call it that place.
Got it. Straight up. Now, is this Warrior Park?
No, it's not in Warriors Park. It's at the stables, the horse stables.
Yes, sir.
Warriors Horse Stables or whatever they're called.
Okay, got it. And is this where you guys got out and went swimming?
Yeah, that little hole.
At some point, where she give you something?
Yeah, that twisted kid.
And when did she give you that?
As soon as we got out the car.
Right, as soon as you got down there? And did she have one?
No.
Did she have any alcohol?
No, because she had to drive.
Okay, so she gives you the alcohol.
Yeah.
Did you ask for it?
Not until after she got it.
Okay.
I'm
So,
not gonna lie.
no, okay, so after she bought it, you said, hey, can I have that?
Yeah, she just said yeah.
And she just kicked it onto you. Gave it to you.
She does that. You can ask her.
Okay, well, I would ask you, because you're the one, if she handed it to you, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what about the
vape?
Yeah, the vape.
Oh, we just both had man.
Okay. And do you do that a lot?
What, vape?
Yeah.
I mean, when I have them, yeah. There's just like nicotine vapes.
Okay. Don't vape, man. Okay. All right. No more vaping. Okay. Mom, no vaping over here.
Yeah, no baby.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Okay, so from there, what happened? Or at that moment, what happens? Do you go in the water first, or who goes in the water?
Summer was in the water because I was drinking the tea at the time.
Got it. Where were you at?
I was just standing around. Me and her mom was watching
What are you talking about?
TikTok. Like, she was on TikTok looking at funny videos, and then she was looking through Facebook. We just have like our normal conversation.
And like what?
Like, we just talk about what we've done the past week, how long we haven't seen each other for. That's just what we just mainly do, just hang out.
Does she like you?
No.
Not in that way.
she has a husband.
Okay, but in that way, does she like you?
No.
Did you get that vibe at all?
Nah, she just treated me like her adopted son. If I
Okay.
can say that.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. And from there, where's Grandma at this point?
She was still in the car because she had a call to get her phone turned off.
Okay, whose phone is she using?
She's using her phone.
Okay, but it's turned off.
No, her phone's not turned off. I was saying, like, it's not turned all the way off, like, there's, like, no minutes to it.
Got it. So she's got one of the, like, burner phones,
No,
load
she has a
minutes to
straight
it?
talk. She has a straight talk phone. She had to call straight talk to put money in it.
Got it.
So she got minutes for the rest
A
of
lot of senior citizens use those.
Yeah.
Do you think I need one?
What, straight talk phone?
Don't answer that, Hunter.
Our grandma does that.
Oh!
Free phone.
There you go. There you go.
I mean, it's no government phone.
There you go. Okay, straight up. So she's in the car. You're with Candace. Summer's in the water. Walk me through that. What do you see happening?
See it happening. I just see her swimming like usual.
How far out is she?
Okay, so you got that TikTok on your phone, Sam? Because I want to show them precisely, like, the exact how far she goes.
Okay. And who took this TikTok?
Her mother.
Candace.
I mean, you might see me throw up again something, but
Did you take a TikTok?
I'll do TikToks.
Okay. Did you do pictures? You do Instagram, Twitter?
I mean, I do pictures with my girl, but that's it.
Right. Did you do a picture with her, with Summer that day?
Nah, she was just taking a video.
Candace was.
Yeah.
Okay.
She took a whole video of all of us under.
Okay. Who's all of us?
Me, her mom, and someone.
Got it. So Mom gets out of the car at some point?
Yeah, at some point, I don't even know what point that is.
Okay, that's cool.
She just gets out the car when she's done with the phone, and then they tell me about that water park.
Okay, so you see a point where Summer is underwater.
For like 10 to 15 seconds.
Okay, walk me through that.
So I go in calm as heck because I know she might just be messing around.
Did you think she was injured?
No,
Could she have been?
she could have been. I mean,
Help me understand that.
she could have been when she got back into the car, like how the water gets through your lungs and everything else. And how she was in the hot car while they went to the stores and everything.
Okay, so let's go from the moment you see her, and what did you do?
I just threw my shirt down and just threw myself into that water to see if she was okay.
Okay, so you got scared.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, walk me through those emotions.
I was just like, I don't really get scared or nothing, to be honest. I just get a little bit like spooked.
Got it.
Spooked. Like, how do I put that? Like, spooked. Like, I get a little bit like shook for a second. That's it.
Okay, so you got nervous.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
And did you call her?
Yeah, I was like, Summer, but I don't know if you can hear on the water like that.
So can you see her underwater?
No, yeah, you can see her. I can see her. It's just that I always wanted to make sure that she was okay.
Got it, straight up. And what happened?
Yeah, I just pull her up, bring her up my shoulders. I say, "Are you okay?" She goes, "Yeah."
Did she spit up water or
She
anything?
did spit up water.
Was she laughing?
She was just laughing. Yeah.
Okay.
I was just saying because after the effect of that, because it was a short period of time before they dropped me off that she said that she was missing.
Got it, straight up. So in that moment where she's in the water, how much time do you think, just a guesstimate, between the moment you saw her underwater and the moment you got her up out of the water?
It was like 4 seconds.
Okay, 4 or 5 seconds.
Yeah.
So what was Candace doing when Summer was under the water?
Talking to her mom.
And what was the grandma doing?
Talking back. Looking for flowers.
What do you mean?
She always picks flowers everywhere she goes. Or rocks.
So are they looking for flowers?
No, she was talking about there were flowers one day that she wanted, that they were there. I guess they go there every time now, I don't know.
Okay.
But the flowers, she said that they were very pretty flowers and that she wished she could pick some of them.
Okay.
I guess that was what they was talking about before I went to go grab them.
Okay. But then you noticed Summer.
Yeah.
Were you concentrating on Summer?
Yeah,
while drinking the tea?
Yeah, I was staying focused on her mainly.
So you're kind of like the lifeguard.
Yeah.
Am I wrong, or I mean,
No, you're correct. You're correct.
Okay.
I pay attention. I might not see. I could be staring that way, but still see.
Got it. I do the same thing. Okay.
I just keep an eye on I observe things more often than people do.
You're street smart.
Yeah.
You're wise. Because you never know, right?
Somebody noticed that before you even told me.
I know. Somebody could walk up on you and boom. Next thing you know it, right? Right? So you're watching her. She's underwater or goes underwater. Did you see her go underwater?
No, I didn't see her go underwater because she was showing me a TikTok that she done with the dogs and the dirt bikes.
Got it. Candace was.
Yeah.
So your focus was on the TikTok.
That can get there, but then when I turned my eye that way, I just seen that. I don't know how long she could have been under there for, but I just seen her under the water and I didn't see her come back up, so
okay,
kind of shook me. So I was gonna go see if she was okay.
So you went in.
Yeah.
Okay. You went in to rescue her.
It could have been longer. It could have been shorter. She could have just went under there at that point.
Right.
I don't know.
So you went in to rescue her.
See if she was okay. Yeah.
And did you get her out?
Yeah, I got her out.
Okay.
And then not even like 15 minutes later, we went to grab that prescription that she needed.
Okay. How was she when she got out? Did she walk back to the car?
Yeah, she would walk back to the car.
She seemed normal?
She just seemed perfectly fine.
Okay. She seemed like Summer?
Yeah.
Did it seem like there was anything wrong with her being under that water?
Not really, but you gotta think as a little kid swimming, it can tire you out easily.
True.
So I don't know if she could have been sleeping when they dropped me off because I thought she was awake.
Okay. So from the water hole now, or I'll call it a water hole.
From the water hole,
where do you go?
we go to this thing called the hippie house.
Hippie house?
That they sell like THC, CBD, the vapes.
Got it. So she's going to cop like another vape, or is she buying CBD?
She was gonna go in there to see what was in there because it just had opened.
Okay, so you get there to that house. It's called the hippie house?
Yeah, it's literally. So you know how you come up from what's it called? The Warriors?
Yeah.
You know how you come out, there's like a few places on the side here, there.
Yes, sir.
There's a hippie house, like. I used to go to this one. It's another tobacco store. I don't know.
Okay.
That's probably one of the neighbors. It's another tobacco store.
Okay.
But she used to go to it. It's down there, right? Mom, where's that tobacco store? No, not that one. The other one.
Hippie house.
Not the hippie house. The tobacco store.
Thanks, Grandma.
By Warrior. No, it's what I'm talking about. The white one.
That's all right. I'll find it.
But it's
So what is she? Did you go in?
no, I can't go in. I'm down there.
Who went in?
Her and her mother.
And that left you in Summer. Was she talking to you?
Yeah, because I would have the phone here and I'd make her swipe it. Because I don't really watch TikTok. I don't really like to do anything with camera on.
What was Summer talking about?
She was talking about LOLs. Because she likes to do a thing. Her mom was talking about she done grew out of froze and now she wants all these LOLs.
What's LOL?
Oh,
Laugh out loud?
yeah, they're like little surprise dolls.
Real down.
Okay. Which ones was she watching?
She was just watching. I can remember it. No, she wasn't doing that. I was just saying she was talking about that.
Got it.
But she was mainly watching Poppets.
Okay.
I'll show you what that is. Because we got.
Oh, Poppets. I can see why somebody would be involved in this thing.
Yeah,
right here.
Messed with them. Because I have impulsive ADHD.
Okay, so she likes these. This is one of her favorite toys.
Not even.
No, it's something that she just got into.
Got it.
Because she was scrolling through that. I told you Miss John's Bay was between. Right now,
Miss Johnny was either.
that is called.
So she likes these.
Yeah.
Okay. And they're in the CBD store. How long were they in there?
Like 5 minutes tops.
And then what happened?
And then she came out with 2 babes. She came out with hers and then another one she gave me.
She gave you one. Another one.
Yeah.
Okay. And then what took place then?
And then we went to grab that prescription.
That's when you went to the prescription.
Yes.
At Walgreens. Because it was ready.
Yeah.
Okay. How long do you think it took for that prescription to get ready?
So they said 35 minutes.
Okay.
So that could have all took 35 minutes or more.
Okay. And then what happened when did somebody go into the store or did you go to drive-through again?
Drive-through again.
And where are you sitting at this point?
I was sitting in the middle because she was the person I was wet, and so she had a pillow under her.
Got it. So she's sitting on a pillow.
Mm-hmm.
The baby is.
Yeah.
Summer. Okay, where's that pillow now? Do you know?
The pillow now?
Yeah, the pillow.
I don't even know. I haven't been up to their house in like over a year, to be honest with you.
No, that's cool. So from there, where do you guys go?
From there, we got to Sonic.
Where?
Sonic.
Sonic? And what did you get at Sonic?
Slushies. Like a blueberry slushie.
Okay.
She got some purple one. Her mother got an orange one, and Summer got the same blueberry.
So they bought a slushie at Sonic.
The one down, not by your Walmart, but the other one.
Okay. So now where's that Sonic at?
Fort Henry Drive.
Okay. Got it.
Before Walmart.
Okay, so from there, did they eat them there? Did you guys eat them there?
No, we ate them on the way to
That's the Walmart.
Okay, so you eat the slushes all the way to, what's it called? Priceless. Okay, where's that at?
Oscar, I really don't do good with like
Do you know where that's at, Miss? Okay.
it's the one that she goes to by the liquor store.
Okay.
It's down before you hit our road.
It's like across from J&J Auto.
Okay. And then
No, that's one.
who goes into the store?
Her and her mother again.
Okay, so Candace and her mom go in the store again. And that left you and Summer in the car.
Yeah.
And what are you guys doing?
Just still watching TikToks, listening to music. I mean, just sitting there watching TikToks mainly.
Is she lethargic? Do you notice anything unusual about her?
I didn't know. I just seen that her hair was cut. That was it.
Yeah, but when did you notice that, right?
That was like when we first saw her.
Right, right. I mean, but at that moment, are you noticing anything unusual going down?
Not really.
Okay, when you say not really, what does that mean?
Like, not in general, no.
And then what happens from there?
From there, I think it was in the store for an hour, maybe?
Okay, they were in the store for a long time?
Yeah, a little bit long, but not that long.
And what did they get?
So they got groceries for the house. I don't know what all they got. All I seen was what was beside it was the milks.
Okay. And where did the orange soda come from? Next to Summer on the Sea.
I'm really trying to think on that one. I forgot there was orange soda.
There is an orange soda on the Sea. In the TikTok video.
TikTok video?
Yeah, and the video that somebody took of her in the car.
There's also Skittles or something, some kind of candy.
And then what about the candy on the Sea?
That was her candy. Because her grandma done bought it for her in the store.
Okay, so
as you see, it's like 14 minutes left in this video. Allie was there at the car to see what was going on in the car with Summer. You can see that she knew that there was candy in the car. She was there because you talked to her. He told you that. Candy wanted to talk to my mom about the water park, yeah. So she was probably peeping through the windows, trying to, get a look at the baby, want to say something to the kid. I tried to play most of this audio so people can get an idea of where I'm going with this title of this video. Once I finished watching and listening to the entire video, it dawned on me, hey, there's no way Don is not complicit in this because it's too convenient. Every little thing that was done and said on June 15th, if I'm to believe this child. And what I have to also ask myself is why would this 15-year-old make up anything about June 15th? For what reason? If he was involved in any way, I do believe he would have been arrested too. And it would have been told to us, just like it would be told to us that they were arrested for being involved in the disappearance of Summer Wells or any other said person. I think in the end, this is going to be a matter of the body. I think information has come back pertaining to the devices used on June 15th. It's a matter of where is Summer and where did they dispose of her. In the end, it's not going to matter why Summer Wells was killed. Because even if you find the remains, you've got to put somebody with the remains. And if you do put somebody, are they really going to tell you why they killed a kid? Exactly. There's no way I'm going to believe anything they have to say. I'd listen to this kid, believe him before I believe them. Because what you have to tell yourself is he may have exaggerated a few things or not, or ad-libbed, or it really doesn't matter. The point is he hasn't had anything to do with Candy up until this day. That's the point. He hadn't had anything to do with her. He hadn't been to her house in a year. He hadn't talked to her in a long time, whatever long time is. 1 month, 3 months, 6 months. So if he hadn't been to her house in a year, I'm just going to assume, hell, maybe it's that's the same amount of time he's actually had visual contact with her. Because you see, they weren't going out there to her house to visit her. It would be her going into Kingsport to visit him. Then you have to factor in the fact that she's not friends with Allie. And 9 times out of 10, it's probably a year ago, like he said, because a year ago in the fall is when she fell out with her friend, I'm assuming, Allie, over this Jose mess, whatever that was about. Well, Rand, what I'm saying is a lot of people want to try to put people with the body, put some evidence with the body. That's what I'm saying. That's what they want, is a body. And then you've got to put the person with the body if you want to try to make a case. But like I said, a lot of cases have been made without a body. That's when you rely on digital evidence, GPS, those said things. But 9 times out of 10, these two fell out a year ago, which coincides with what he's probably said, what he's already said. Hey, I haven't been to her house in a year. That might have been around the time when Allie was going around there and that Jose mess was jumping off a year ago, October. So that's why I don't think he's lying about what he's saying, because it's a lot of stuff he's mentioned to just ad-lib and make up. Who's going to make up that they went somewhere with somebody, wanted to get out of their house because they were bored, rolled around in her house at a swimming hole, drinking a tea and vaping, went to a Sonic, grocery store, pharmacy, then back home. What's the lie about? You ain't done anything. So what is there to lie about? No, he doesn't sound rehearsed. He just sounds like a kid talking. You're not talking about a Rhodes Scholar. You're not talking about a, highly educated person that's going to just use correct English when they're spinning a story. Now you get another kid, they may speak in a different manner because they're not the same. But I don't believe anything from Candy, and I don't believe anything from Don. And if you've listened carefully to everything I've mentioned in this audio in the beginning, and then played you the versions coinciding with my commentary, there's something off about the story. It's too many inconsistencies with what happened on the 15th, where Summer was exactly inside, outside of the house. Her picking up this kid she ain't seen in a year or talked to in a long time. Picking up a kid and you don't get along with the mother. The mother foolishly letting her son go with this dizzy-ass broad and they don't even get along. Both of them are in the wrong. Allie and Candy, both are in the wrong. Candy had no business calling him, texting, however it went. He shouldn't have responded. And Allie should have told him, hell no, she can't come pick you up. You're the same person go on social media, YouTube, telling people all this dirty stuff about Candy being a poor mother, locking her child in the basement, but yet you be the same person to let your child go with this crazy-ass woman. Does that make any sense? Then we got two versions of planting flowers at the swimming hole, picking up flowers, then planting flowers at the compound. Don't add up. One version to the dispatch that you took a walk. Then you tell the news You walked your child over to the house and she went inside. You went in 2 minutes later. That don't even make any sense. You're 30 feet from the camper to the front door, allegedly. Make it make sense. Then we hear it's not even verified that Don was at work through the TBI at that time. So what's the truth? Was Donald at work or not? Does he have a time stamp to show he clocked in, put his time card in a machine like most people have on a job? Probably not. So you don't know where the hell he was. Somebody's got to prove that Don was actually at a real job working. There has to be an eyewitness that you can believe to say, yeah, he was at that place, that house doing this, this, and this. But that doesn't mean anything because once again, that's hearsay too. Somebody just saying I saw him. You got to have a punch card to prove, yeah, he's standing under camera punching a card at this time and punching the card at this time for lunch and punching the card at this time to exit the building. If it's just a job where he shows up, letting the people know he made it, that don't mean nothing. And all the discrepancies with calling her, talking about somebody on the property, very suspicious. But yet you don't call the police, you don't leave work, and somebody's messing with your kids. She don't go leave, somebody's messing with her kids. Neither leaves what they're doing, nor call the police, but out of the blue, hours later, Summer goes missing, and the boys were left behind alone with a perpetrator on the property. But you were gone all day with that same kid, and then that kid comes back to a house to only go missing. So why the boys didn't go missing? You all better stay woke out here. Don, you in this shit too. And that's why you're in my title.
From there, now you have this, they come back to the car. Where's the milk come in?
Milk. Oh, when they had to put everything in the bed of the truck. You know, like the back of the truck. I call it a truck bed because it is a truck bed.
Okay. But there's a picture of Summer leaning against the milk bottles.
Yeah, they put them there. Well, I think I put them there in the middle because there's no room on the other side of me.
Okay.
Yeah, I put them there because she was sitting by the window, and then...
Was she sleeping?
No, she wasn't even sleeping at the time.
Okay.
I just set them in the middle because if they were to fall and spill, it would be on me, and I don't feel like cleaning up my truck mess.
Okay. It looks like she's against the door, though, in that picture.
I wasn't there when that picture was took.
Oh, okay. When did they take that picture? Do you know?
I have no
I
idea.
think the one with the milk jugs was sitting right there from my house because that's exactly how that baby was when before they lost.
Okay. Well, when you were in the car, where'd they put the milk?
Well, they gave it to me.
They gave it to you.
Not to keep, but to
to put it away.
Yeah.
And where did you put it?
I had it sitting on my lap until we got at the car.
Got it. And out here?
Yeah, out here.
Okay.
And she pulled up like a truck now, like we're at right now.
Right.
But the opposite around.
Got it. So it's facing that way.
Yeah.
And you're getting out on this side. And where do you put the milk?
I set them in the middle because somebody... Did she even get out the car or did I? I thought she got out the car too. I don't remember that.
Okay. At some point, how did the milk bottles get on the other side of her? Do you know?
I have no idea then because she said that she was sleeping on the door. But when I got out the car, she wasn't even at the door. She was in the middle.
Was she sleeping on you?
Nah.
Was she asleep?
I didn't even see her sleep. I just got out the car because she wanted to talk to her.
Okay. Got it.
About the thing for that Friday. The water park.
Got it. But where's Summer?
She was still in the middle. I wasn't really paying attention to her, to be honest.
Okay. Okay, that's cool.
I wasn't even paying attention at that point. I just wanted to go inside. I wanted my girl to come out with me, bitch. That's the whole point.
Is Summer hurt by this point, you think? From the water?
I mean, she would have been. I mean, I wasn't really paying attention to her.
Then what happens when you get out of the car?
When I get out the car, I go to the front because she had to give me that other vape that she gave me.
Got it.
And then I showed Mom at that door.
Okay.
And that was it.
Okay. And this is when you saw Summer in the back. How did the milk get rearranged?
I have no idea. I mean, I could have saw him there when I got out the car.
That's fine.
But I'm telling you now, I really don't remember anything about talking to her
Got it.
at that point.
No problem. What do you think, Miss Allison? How's that milk get rearranged?
Oh, well, that milk was there when they pulled up like that.
Okay, but Hunter had the milk in the middle.
In the middle.
And so now the milk's on the other side of Summer. How does that happen?
Oh, yeah.
I don't either. And that's why I'm asking.
I don't even remember how I got out the car.
That's fine. That's
I
fine.
thought I was totally sitting in the middle the entire time, but I guess not.
Now, did Candace then, let's fast forward. We'll come back to that later. There's going to be a lot of questions about that, though. I'll give you a heads up, okay? A lot of folks are going to ask about, well, how'd that happen, okay?
Yeah.
So I'm just giving you, a heads up on that, okay? Just so you know. Okay. So now, straight up, though, from there now, you're here. When's the next time Candace contacts you?
Around 7:30 that day.
That night. And where were you at that time?
I was over at the park in Bristol with my girl.
You're hanging out with your girlfriend. Okay, and what happens? Tell me about that.
So she called me saying that Summer's missing. Okay. I thought she's pulling a leg because she's known to do that.
Okay, why would she mess around with her daughter missing, though? What struck you about that?
I mean, it's just, we explain how she does when she gets drunk. She tends to, when she gets drunk and high at the same time,
Yep.
she tends to think that she loses the kids, but they're out front in the yard. That's what I was thinking.
Got it. So this is something that's happened in the past?
No, she hasn't went missing. It's just that she got high and drunk and forgot that Summer was outside.
Got it. Straight up. What did she tell you?
She was like, Summer's missing. So I was just like, okay, well, why don't you just go look outside? She says, what happened? She ain't there. I said, well, call Allie then, because I don't know if she's still pulling a leg. Because if I tell her to call Allie, she'll come back. And I'll call Mom and be like, did she tell you this? Or was she just messing around?
Got it. So you call your mom?
Yeah, I call her on Facebook after she picks up.
And gave her a heads up that
Candace was going to call.
Candace going to call her and tell
Yeah,
her
asleep in the beginning.
Summer's missing. Straight up. So at that point, does she call you?
I got confused about this too, but she was allegedly asleep when she first got there to pick up H. Remember, he said he had to ask his mother for permission, because I got thrown off too when I was listening to it, and I had to go back in and keep rewinding it to get the gist of the story. So perhaps she was up when he got home, or doing what she does now, sitting on the porch with her belly out. And maybe she was sitting on the porch when H pulled up with Candy and Summer and the grandmother or whomever. That's what I'm thinking. That either he called his mom to let her know he was on his way home, or she was already outside on the porch when they pulled up. But I do believe they talked, because my source tells me that they talked outside of that car. Allie and Candy.
You again? Just that night?
No, she called me the next day saying that she's sitting in the police station.
She's sitting in the police station?
Yeah.
And what does she say about that?
She says they want to do another polygraph test on me.
Another polygraph test?
Yeah.
How many polygraph tests did they do? That you know of?
I just know two.
I don't know about that.
And how did she do on those polygraphs? Did she tell you?
She did not tell me. She just said she had to do that, and I just ignored it the rest of the time.
Okay.
Because they told me not to even get contact of her.
Got it. The police told you don't contact her.
No, the TBI told me.
TBI, don't contact her.
Well,
Hello. Yeah, I see he's live. I'm looking on my iPad and I see he's live.
They tell me that I'm gonna get my phone that Monday afternoon, and it's been almost 2 months straight now.
Okay. Okay.
It's,
Well, they're just trying to line up your story.
I understand
And
that.
that's
Thank you.
important, right? I mean, you know that.
Yeah, it's just that
For Summer.
I gave them all the proof that would line up.
I totally agree. Okay? But at the same time, the investigation's fluid.
Yeah.
Okay? So
Heidi,
I know what
behave.
your heart is for Summer.
Thank you.
And so as a result of that, you know, they're going to hold on to that phone and they're going to connect all those dots. And that's the right thing to do, right? Would you agree with that? Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that said now.
Hello, everybody. Thank
Yeah,
you.
says she's at the police station. Has to take another polygraph.
And then she shows up the next day.
The next day she shows up where?
Here, just you know.
Well, let's see, you were interviewed by TV on Wednesday. She came
Hello, Avery.
Thursday.
So 2 days after or a day after?
2 days after.
And then what happened when she got here?
She got here. She was like telling me how she talked to them and was like, don't mention about the alcohol, but I don't mention.
Did she say what she told them?
No, but she started asking me. I just told them what happened on the timeline.
And what did she say?
She said, okay, that better be you. I said, you didn't even scare me.
Well, why would she try to scare you?
That's what I'm saying. Why was she trying to even ask questions about it?
What's your gut feeling?
My gut feeling is that she had.
Thank you, Bernadette. Thank you. Thank you, honey.
And when all this happened, she just.
Good evening, darling.
Because I'm not gonna say names, but one of Red's friends, my girlfriend's mother's friends, was on Beach Creek just
Thank you.
and she seen. As soon as someone posted a $25,000 reward, she seen her car, Candace's car, zooming down the road to the Hawkins County Police Station.
So what? What does that mean?
I mean, she supposedly the next day they gave her, it was on Facebook that it was a tip.
Got it.
I was gonna say, if that was my daughter, I would have everything to do with it. I wouldn't be sitting at the house trying to get money, trying to just collect dust. I wouldn't be sitting
Hello,
there
darling.
on my phone.
What do you think happened to Summer?
To be honest with you, her grandma was out of her mind. Like, you guys, man, I'm not saying you have to. I'm not saying they have to be in the camera.
Understand?
But I'm saying, you guys, damn, that her mother's usually grumpy, controlling, like a regular grandma, like her. I'm not trying to be mean, but you know how grandmas can be, like grumpy, controlling.
Thank you, Jessica.
Everything.
What do you think should happen to the person that did this to Summer?
The person that did this,
Yeah.
they should be locked up for.
Hello, Ireland. Welcome.
Why do you say that?
Because I was like, that's like my little sister.
Thank you, darling.
Because she's just not the type of girl to go from the swing that's up there.
Okay. Is there anything that I haven't asked you that you think is important that you
Hello,
want
Australia.
to get your side of the story out here?
I mean, I would say this, but I don't care if the camera's on.
No, the camera's on.
I don't really care. It's the camera. But the second day she came, she went to the car.
Hello.
Either grab something or something.
Good night,
or grab
Matrix.
her phone, because I want to see if she had anything to hide. Like you said, I'm street smart. I'm very observant.
Yes, you are.
Like, I would notice anything, like, you wouldn't even have to tell
Hello,
me,
Texas.
still notice the mic on you.
Right. No, I respect that.
It's just how I am. It's just, if you're going to leave something on the table, and I know that you probably got something to hide because the way you're acting,
Yep.
and the way you call me, of course I'm going to look through your phone.
Sure.
So she goes to her car, goes on the other side. I act like I'm grabbing my phone because it's just about the same.
Right. So
Thank you for subbing, dear.
So I put mine where hers was.
Got it.
And so I grab her phone. You see, I'm good with tech. I know where everything you can hide is. And
Oh,
so
Lord, not the rabbit hole goes deep. I'm dead.
If that's what you want to call it.
Hello, Jen. Welcome, Knoxville.
So, you can delete things. They don't just delete. They go to your trash.
Thank you, Eddie. Thank you so much.
Or not, but they go to your trash. Okay. I know that because I mess around with tech every day.
Right. You need to go into IT, bro.
No, she deleted 13 items. That's what he
When I
says.
looked in there, I seen 13 messages between her and her drug. I'm gonna say drug dealer.
Listen carefully.
I mean, I don't know if I'm allowed to.
See, now y'all made me jump off my video. Oh Lord, hold on a minute. He says she deleted 13 items. Hold on. Now I gotta find my place where I was.
Mazola corn oil helps block bad cholesterol for a healthier and happier heart. Mazola.
I don't know if that was a commercial. This is a long video. Ooh, Lordy, hold on, you guys. You know, they gotta have a commercial so everybody can eat. 1 second. Now I can't even find where I was. This is crazy. Wait a minute. Thank you for joining me.
Hold on, make it with heart.
In a long time.
There we go. Sorry about that.
Okay. I hear from her like once in a while.
First time they played a commercial.
I did until I blocked her because all this stuff is going on.
Now tell me what it means when you say you tapped them up. What it?
Oh,
so people that don't know that.
Like a handshake.
Okay, so show me.
This is just like this.
What's up, though? Or one of those, right?
Yeah.
I get it.
I don't know, Crafton, what's the truth or not, dear?
But people don't know that. Right. So let's make that clear. So somebody can't say, oh, look what he did. Okay.
Then so she pulls up there in front of that mailbox.
Okay.
And so I dap her up like usual. She comes in. We're all sitting down. I ask her what happened to her grandma because she wouldn't tell me over the phone. She said that she hurt her knee because of kids. Where did she say she went on vacation for? Gatlinburg. She said she went to Gatlinburg for a little vacation with the kids, and the kids kept kicking her leg. And she had
I'm good, thank you, Nova.
Knee or something like that. And so they took her to the hospital. You're coming here for.
Do you know what hospital? Do you know? Not mom. Do you know?
It's the one downtown.
Okay.
I don't know what it's called, but it's the one downtown.
Okay, mom. Do you know the name of it?
Hopefully, Valley.
Christian.
Oh
Valley.
Lord, this is way back. Let me get near the ending.
That door.
Okay.
And that was it.
Okay. And this is when you saw Summer in the back. How did the milk get rearranged?
I have no idea. I mean, I could have said I'm there when I got out the car.
That's fine.
Yeah, I'm telling you now that I really don't remember anything but talking to her.
Got it.
At that point.
No problem. What do you think, Miss Allison? How's that milk get rearranged?
I don't know, that milk was there when they pulled up like that.
Okay, but Hunter had the milk in the middle.
I mean, in the middle.
And so now the milk's on the other side of Summer. How does that happen?
I don't know.
I don't either, and that's why I'm asking.
I don't even remember how I got out the car.
That's fine. That's
I
fine.
thought I was totally sitting in the middle the entire time, but I guess not.
Now, did Candace then, let's fast forward. We'll come back to that later. There's going to be a lot of questions about that, though. I'll give you a heads up, okay? A lot of folks are going to ask about, well, how'd that happen, okay? So I'm just giving you, a heads up on that, okay? Just so you know, okay?
Gotcha.
Now, straight up, though, from there now, you're here. When's the next time Candace contacts you?
Around 7:30 that day.
That night. And where were you at that time?
I was over at the park in Bristol with my girl.
You're hanging out with your girlfriend.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and what happens? Tell me about that.
So she called me saying that someone's missing.
Okay.
I thought she's pulling a leg because she's known to do that.
Okay, why would she mess around with her daughter missing, though? What struck you about that?
I mean, it's just, we explain how she does when she gets drunk. She tends to, when she gets drunk and high at the same time,
Yep.
she tends to think that she misses the kids, but they're out front in the yard. That's what I was thinking.
Got it. So this is something that's happened in the past?
No, she hasn't went missing. It's just that she got high and drunk and forgot that someone was outside.
Got it. Straight up. What did she tell you?
She was like, Summer's missing. So I was just like, okay, well, why don't you just go look outside? She says, what happened? She ain't there. I said, well, call Allie then, because I don't know if she's still pulling the leg Because if I tell her to call Allie, she'll call me back. And then I'll call Mom and be like, did she tell you this? Or was she just messing around?
Got it. So you call your mom.
Yeah, I call her on Facebook after she picks up.
And gave her a heads up that
Candace was going to call.
Candace going to call her and tell her that Summer's missing. Straight up. So at that point, does she call you again? Just that night?
Nah, she called me the next day saying that she's sitting in the police station.
She's sitting in the police station?
Yeah.
And what does she say about that?
She says they want to do another polygraph test on me.
Another polygraph test?
Yeah.
How many polygraph tests did they do that you know of?
I just know 2.
2? And how did she do on those polygraphs? Did she tell you?
She did not tell me. She just said she had to do that, and I just ignored it the rest of the time.
Okay.
Because they told me not to even get contact of her.
Got it. The police told you don't contact her.
No, the TBI told me.
TBI, don't contact her.
Well, it's some funny crap how they tell me. I'm not dissing them. I'm just saying how they tell me that I'm going to get my phone that Monday afternoon, and it's been almost
Killer B, you're killing me.
a month straight now.
Okay.
It's been a month.
Okay. Well, they're just trying to line up your story.
I understand that.
And that's important, right? I mean, you know that.
Yeah, it's just that
For Summer.
I gave them all the proof that would line up.
I totally agree.
Yes,
Okay.
it would.
But at the same
Sweat.
time, the investigation's fluid.
Yeah.
Okay. So I know where your heart is for Summer. And so as a result of that, you know, they're going to hold on to that phone and they're going to connect all those dots. And that's the right thing to do, right? Would you agree with that? Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that said now, she contacts you again, says she's at the police station, has to take another polygraph.
And then she shows up the next day.
The next day she shows up where?
Here, this is not.
Well, so you were interviewed by TBI on Wednesday. She came here Thursday.
So 2 days after or a day after?
2 days after.
And then what happened when she got here?
She got here. She was like telling me how she talked to them and was like, don't mention about the alcohol, but I didn't mention it.
Did she say what she told them?
No, but she started asking me. I just told them what happened on the timeline.
And what did she say?
She said, okay, that better be it. I said, you didn't even scare me.
Well, why would she try to scare you?
That's what I'm saying. Why was she trying to even ask questions about it?
What's your gut feeling?
My gut feeling is that she had something to do with it. But then when all this happened, she just wanted the money in the end because I'm not going to say names, but one of Red's friends, my girlfriend's mother's friends, was on Beach Creek just riding around, and she seen, as soon as someone posted a $25,000 reward, she seen her car, Candace's car, zooming down the road to the Hawkins County Police Station.
Hey, Annie.
So what? What does that mean?
I mean, she supposedly the next day they gave, it was on Facebook that it was a tip.
Got it.
And I was gonna say, if that was my daughter, I would have everything to do with it. I wouldn't be sitting at the house trying to get money, trying to just collect dust. I'm gonna be sitting there doing everything in my power.
What do you think happened to Summer?
To be honest with you, their grandma was out of her mind. Like, you guys, them. I'm not saying you have to. I'm not saying they have to be in camera.
Understand?
But I'm saying you can ask them that her mother's usually grumpy, controlling, like a regular grandma, like her. I'm not trying to be mean. But you know how grandmas can be, like grumpy, controlling, trying to run everything.
What do you think should happen to the person that did this to Summer?
Yes.
The person that did this,
Yeah.
they should be locked up for a very long time.
Why do you say that?
Because I was like, that's like my little sister. And I say that because she's just not the type of girl to go from the swing that's up there.
Okay. Is there anything that I haven't asked you that you think is important that you would want to tell, to get your side of the story out here?
I mean, I would say this, but I don't care if the camera's on or not.
No, camera's on.
I don't really care, to be honest with the camera. But that the second day she came, she went to the car either to grab something or something, but I grabbed her phone because I want to see if she had anything to hide. Like you said, I'm street smart. I'm very observant.
Yes, you are.
Like, I would notice anything. Like, you wouldn't even have to tell me. I still noticed the mic on you.
Right. No, I respect that.
It's just how I am. It's just, if you're going to leave something on the table, and I know that you probably got something to hide because of the way you're acting.
Yep.
And the way you call me, of course, I'm going to look through your phone.
Sure.
So she goes through her car, goes on the other side. I act like I'm grabbing my phone because they're just about the same.
Right. So you play it like.
So I put mine where hers was.
Got it.
And so I grabbed her phone. And see, I'm good with tech. I know where everything you can hide is. And so I went through her Google Photos, if that's what you want to call it.
Okay.
The gallery part.
Okay.
And so where you can delete things, they don't just delete, they go to your trash. I don't know if people know that or not, but they go to your trash.
Okay.
I know that because I mess around with tech every day.
Right. You need to go into IT, bro. Right there. Go ahead.
And so when I looked in there, I seen 13 messages between her and her drug. I'm gonna say drug dealer because he is. I mean, I don't know if I'm allowed to name his name, but yeah, all I seen was the first message before she started walking up to the mailbox to get up here is that it was done, and I was gonna read the next message of what she said. And she just started running up here, and I had literally slid my phone in my pocket and just put hers there. It's like she asked me if I went through her phone. I said no. Why? Because I cleared it all out before she can get up here.
Did you tell TBI all this?
Yeah, I told them.
Okay.
The second time.
And they told you to keep it quiet on this piece?
They didn't tell me to really keep anything quiet.
Okay.
It's just that I'm not allowed to go on like lives without her, like international television.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
don't lie. Don't lie.
It's not
No,
my permission.
Yeah, no, straight up. You don't want that on it, right? Because
Sure.
then everybody's gonna put they're gonna put a lot on you. You know what I mean? You don't want that. So, what was your gut feeling when you read that it's done?
My gut feeling was that either they had something to do with it,
Who's they?
her,
Okay.
or it was all of them together, like every single one of them in the family.
Well, do you think Don was at work that day?
From what I've heard from the TBI, he was not at work.
No, I'm not talking about from TBI. What you know?
But what I know is that I thought he was at work because I used to work with him. I ain't gonna lie, I used to work with him on house.
Okay, and what did TBI tell you then at that point?
Well, I was like, I asked him if he was at work.
And what they say?
They said that the people there did not clarify.
Okay, so they didn't verify it.
Yeah.
Okay, so it doesn't mean he wasn't. They just didn't verify it, right? Potentially.
No, they called up and asked to see if he was.
Why would they want to hurt someone?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I mean, I really don't because Summer doesn't really do nothing but just like mess around like I do. I like to mess around with people.
Okay. Any other things you can think of?
Not really.
Have I treated with respect?
Yeah.
All right. I'm not an old man.
Okay, thank you so much, everybody. That was the contents from Chris Madonna. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up because I've been on here long, and sorry for you guys coming in late because I don't want to keep you all because it's late here in the high 10, almost 1 o'clock because I broke up my commentary early. Let me say this, and I'm going to say it again for the new people that just joined us. When I first listened to the first few minutes of the audio earlier, I wanted to tie in what I thought about the case and Candy and H and her calling him and who texted whom first. In the beginning, it starts off that she texted him allegedly. Then he called her back. I've brought you the demographic of the time, how far Rogersville is from Kingsport. We're talking about 34, 35 minutes. Why are you calling someone you haven't been talking to? He tells us all of this in this commentary. He has not been to her house in a year. He had not talked to her in a long time, once in a while on Snapchat. So everything's up for interpretation. You're entitled to believe whatever you want. I'm not here to make you believe anything. I go by common sense stuff. That's how I judge a story. I go by what the law says. I go by what the people are saying. And then I come to my own conclusion. I don't feel like he has any reason to really just make up anything. Why? He hadn't seen her. So what is there to make up? I haven't seen you. I haven't talked to you. So what is there to make up? Because in the end, if I never heard anything about Allie, ever going to YouTube talking to anybody, I still would think that these people are guilty. I still would think they're guilty. And now I believe Don is just as guilty. Just from listening to the rest of the audio again, because it's been a long time since I've listened to the interview room. Because as time goes by, you start to forget certain things that people say. Because I don't dwell on everything that people say, especially when it doesn't have a receipt. But the one thing you can't explain is calling a 15-year-old child when you don't want to get along with the mother. So I blame both Candy and Allie for that. The boy said he wanted to get out of the house, so that's normal for a child to want to get out of the house. The issue of the swimsuit and the outfit don't make no sense. He says the child showed up in shorts, but yet you see a TikTok video of her in a jacket zipped all the way up to the neck in black pants. For what reason? Some of you think she was dead. Some of you think she wasn't. Still doesn't make any sense if she was dead or alive. It's summertime. Well, why would you have a jacket and black pants on? It makes no logical sense. So then you have to ask yourself, when did she change her into that from the bathing suit? If the windows were rolled down, why would she have that on? Propped up against Milk makes no sense. Milk with sweat. You don't have the air conditioning on. Why not? You just bought milk. You just bought groceries. Don't you want your things to be preserved when you have a 35-minute drive? This is why I tell you all, you have to pay attention to the details. Who goes and buys groceries in another town knowing they have a 35-minute drive? That's something else nobody's ever mentioned. I just thought about that now sitting here. 35 minutes. Then you got to count she lives on the edge of town is what someone has said. So it could be even longer than 35 minutes, her driving from one jurisdiction to another with milk and other said items. Who's to say she didn't buy meat products? Stay woke. She don't like air conditioning, allegedly. So does it make sense to ride around with groceries in your car or the cab to bake in the heat and or be in the car with no air conditioning? Stay woke. She orchestrated all of the conversation to boy H, which sounds like a setup. You texted, he called, he fell for the trap, he fell in. He wanted to get out of the house. She mentions about coming over there. But see, this is what you have to understand too. She didn't make that phone call from Rogersville. She was already out. She tells him, I'm 5-10 minutes away. Well, Rogersville is 35 minutes away. So how could you be there in 5 or 10 minutes? You were already en route. You were already en route. You were already in the demographic in the area. And you wanted to see if he took the bait, and he took it. You took your child over there, changed her out of her shorts. You wouldn't believe what he said she was wearing. And you put her in a bathing suit. And you offered about going. You asked Summer, would she like to go fishing or swimming? Fishing. The child says yes. So then boy H says, well, can I go too? So she says, go ask your mother. He asks his mother. It's a go. But the story is off. Way off. Because like many of you said, the grandmother can take off on a long-winded trip to the Midwest with a messed up knee, but she couldn't drive her own self to the hospital. Make it make sense. Don's calling while they're out and about a creepy crawler on the property messing with the boys. So he had to be talking about his own boys, because what other children would he be talking about? You don't find that strange? Out of the blue, she's out and about with H and Summer, and lo and behold, Don calls to say somebody's on the property messing with the boys. Well, I thought the boys were with you at work. Well, which is it? H says Candy told him that the boys were with him. So why would Don be calling Candy to say somebody's on the property messing with the boys, but yet you don't call the police, you don't leave work. Candy don't call the police, she don't leave work. So where were the boys? Then he mentions only 2 boys were with Don at work. Then somebody in the chat puts all the ages of the children, so the one that's missing would be the 9-year-old. So where was he? What the hell is going on with these people? This is BS. Utter BS. Utter BS and utter nonsense. No, I'm bringing you what they're saying. Why would you be calling your wife about somebody being on the property when you are at work? How do you know who's at the property? So that means A, the children called you and said there's a Joe Blow on the property. B, you knew who the Joe Blow was. C, you never called the police and you never left work to see who's over there messing with your kids. But yet H says Candy told him the kids were with him. Make it make sense. And yet you all want me to believe H is making all this up? Doesn't even make sense for a 15-year-old to make up this type of stuff. For what reason? And then the fact that he knows so much is because Allie has allowed him to sit up under her while she talks grown people talk and let him hang with a 39-year-old grown-ass woman when he should be hanging with 15-year-old kids. That's why H knows so much, because he's around grown people all the time. That's why he talks the way he talks. No, Candy doesn't have any friends because she has a childlike mind, and that's why she relates to H. She never had a childhood. Everybody knows that. This is R. Kelly all over again. The white people's version of R. Kelly, except it's a female. Stay woke. You gravitate towards children because you have a childlike mind. 30 years old wanting to be with a 12-year-old, a 13-year-old because you're still a child yourself. And God forbid if you've been touched, now you desire little kids. Stay woke. So which is it? The children were with Don or not? Why didn't anybody call the police to say there was a man on the property messing with their kids? So you want me to believe H made that up? Just think about what you're saying now. He made that up, but yet Summer goes missing. Come on now. Summer looks like a boy. What did I tell you earlier in my live? Somebody's stalking these people. 9 times out of 10, somebody would probably think Summer was a boy, not a girl, because she did not always dress like a girl. We've seen that in videos, pictures. Candy did not always dress her like a girl. So if I'm stalking her, looking through bushes and trees, how do I know that that's a girl? You better wake up. You don't know Candy or Don Wells. And what they've been doing, what they've been searching for in their phones and apps, they could have been on the dark web looking for some kinkiness. Who's to say? I don't know. I don't trust them. I don't trust them at all. Too strange. 1, looking for a kid that you haven't talked to in a long time, whatever that long time is. Keep talking about the water park and that outfit. Did you bring the outfit with you, or was it already in Grandis's truck? Why would the new outfit be in Grandis's truck if you normally drive the Subaru? Stay woke. When you look at the picture of her in the back seat of the car in that TikTok video, that jacket is zipped all the way up to the neck. For what reason? In June, hot as hell outside, and you don't like air conditioning. Stay woke. Black pants on a little girl in the beginning of summer. She's supposed to go to a watering park the same night. Why would you take her to swim in nasty water if you were taking her to a water park in Jonesboro? Stay woke. Talking about the water park 3 different times. One time with H. Another time at the watering hole again with Grandis to H, and then the 3rd time to Allie. You still want me to believe H made that up? How would he know where you're going to take your daughter that evening because you had to have told him that. He checked her phone when she came back 2 days later. Of course he did. He's a nosy kid. I believe him. He's a nosy. Kids are nosy. Why you got to lie about that? Checking her phone. And yes, your deleted messages are in your trash. For those who don't know. Some people don't know that. You have to go in the trash to empty the messages totally from your phone. But know that the FBI still has the technology to go in that phone and retrieve all messages out of your phone. Apps, deleted, everything. Big Brother is always watching. Milk here, milk there. Doesn't really matter about the milk. Boys don't pay attention to that kind of stuff. Where the milk was, where the milk was. He don't care about that kind of stuff. He's a kid. He got out of the car. Big deal. The point is, Candy could have propped the child up when she left H's house and positioned her the way she saw fit. It's her house. I mean, it's her car. It's her kid. Who's to say? You weren't there to watch, so you can't say. Why the milk moved? The milk moved because it wanted to move. Come on now, be serious. But the sick part of the story is the changing of the clothes. When did the child clothes get changed into the black pants and that jacket? Because H says she had on shorts when she came to his house before changing into the bathing suit. And this is where the story gets grainy and very pivotal. Why would you change a child out of a bathing suit and or shorts when it is warm outside into long sleeve clothing and pants? See, this is where it's messed up and suspicious. Talking about a water park all day, yet you have your child at a swimming hole in nasty water, changing from shorts to a bathing suit into long sleeves and pants in a TikTok video. And then Allie says the girl looked like that when she walked over to the car. But H tells Chris Madonna he doesn't remember her being asleep when he got out of the vehicle. Who's to say? I don't know. Maybe she dozed off. I don't know. I wasn't there. But I do know someone who knows that Allie and her did talk. And so when he told Chris Madonna that Candy wanted to talk to his mother, I do believe that. Because a source told me Allie and Candy talked after dropping off H. So I don't believe he lied. I don't believe he lied. You entitled to ask what you want and think what you want. But I believe so far some of that stuff he said about June 15th is the truth. Because what you have to ask yourself, what is he gaining by lying when he hasn't had contact with the woman? He told Chris Madonna, he told the FBI, TBI, everything that happened June 15th. He didn't have anything to hide. He mentioned about the drinking and everything. So if he's lied about anything, it would be what? That he messed around with Candy? Well, of course he would lie about that. Who wants to tell that? But he didn't have to admit that he took alcohol from an adult. He knows that if he told that, she would get in trouble, supposedly. So now we have to ask ourselves those ultimate questions. Why did Candy not get a charge for giving alcohol to a minor? Why were the children still in their custody 6 weeks later? So many questions with no answers. And the ping pong ball of CPS in the picture, out the picture before Summer Wells went missing. Allegations of child abuse, said such, essay, whatever. I don't get into all that because if you can't bring me a receipt, it's just he said, she said to me. And I don't like arguing over stuff that I can't get no proof on. Because basically this story is built on he said, she said. planting flowers, walking a child over to a dilapidated house, watching her walk in, when we already know Candy ain't watched a baby walk no damn where. Didn't buy food that day. A lot of you have worked that in the chat. You've beat that down. She's not a good hostess. She didn't even offer the boy food. What type of woman picks up a child, run him around in the heat, and don't even offer him a sandwich? Good night, dear. Hey, honey, you hungry? You want a taco? You want a hamburger? She's rude as hell. Because that's the whole point. She didn't really give a damn. Let me stop using adjectives. She didn't give a damn about anybody. Because the motivation wasn't about twisted teas and vaping and slushies. It was to get an alibi to get rid of Summer Wells. And I believe Donald Wells is complicit to the setup of getting rid of the child and possibly a third party as well. Whoever that is, Candy was messaging. The messages she deleted. I know people right now that don't delete none of their messages. They've got an inbox full and messages full on their phone because they don't delete their messages for some crazy reason. I'm one of those type of people. I don't want to look at a message that I sent you yesterday because we're on a new day. Whatever we talked about yesterday is irrelevant to me. But everybody's different. But yes, no food for the children or anybody. Just cold drinks. Everybody had a slushie. Peculiar. Because the right thing to do is to offer the young boy something to eat. You picked him up. You should have asked him, was he hungry? But she's not a good hostess. So why are we shocked? There's something off about the clothes. Whether you believe Summer Wells was dead in that video, it's off and it's peculiar and it's strange. And I refuse to believe that H is lying about seeing the little girl in shorts and then she's in a bathing suit and then she's in a long sleeve shirt and pants to go to a water park in Jonesboro that night. No way H made that up. Because he made reference in this audio that she talked about it at least 3 different times. So why would you be dressing your child in a long sleeve shirt and pants to go to another water park when you just left a swimming hole? A nasty one at that. Very nasty. Tree branches sticking up out of the water, mud in the water, and this is where you would take your children to play? Stay woke. Are there more than the parents involved in the disappearance of Summer Wells? Do we now have a 4th party involved in the disappearance of Summer Wells? Do we now have Candy Bly Wells, Donna Wells' grandmother, and the dope dealer as the suspects in the disappearance of Summer Wells? Is this a payback? Is this a debt owed? Did they sell their child for sexual reasons to a predator for a debt? I don't know. If we're to believe H, I don't know. I have no damn idea. But something's off. And why would Hawkins County go back and research the area near your house in the winter to look for Summer Wells? Because possibly they think she's dumped back there. So what are you saying? You sold your little girl to the dope dealer and the dope dealer lives back there too and he dumped your baby? What are you saying? What are you all saying? Did they sell her? It was alleged that Donald has done this before in his past with his other children, other child. Did he get himself in a pickle with a dope man and bartered his child? But like I told people, who the hell wants a child in exchange for their money? Most people want their money. If they're not into felonious behavior with children, what the hell do they want with your kid? They want their damn money. I don't want your kid. Pay me what you owe me. Pay me what you owe me. I don't want no little girl. And why would I take Summer knowing you would flip out and tell on me that I took your kid or you sold your kid to me for a debt? You would holler my name, and then I would go down for taking a child for sexual purposes or a debt, and then what? Murder? Because I don't have her. So that means I had to kill her. Stay woke. Who would take that risk with Donald and Candy Wells? Hell no. You've been dealing with them as clients. You know damn well if they would talk or not. So you sure as hell wouldn't take their child for debt payment. Make it make sense. This is the suspicion. Candy reaching out to boy H after a long time not dealing with him. His mother stupidly letting him go with Candy. Candy mentioning this water park more than 3 times in a conversation, asked to set up the scene of why she need those clothes. Putting the child in those said clothes. Where did she change her? Who was in the car when she changed her? That leaves Grandis. So that means Grandis is complicit as well. Because you got to say, when was the photo taken? The video, because Candace was talking to somebody when the child had that outfit on. So that leaves nobody but Grandis. And Allie wasn't speaking to her, so Allie wouldn't have been in the car, and H wouldn't have been in the car. Because he let it be known to Chris Madonna, he doesn't know anything about the TikTok video. So that leaves Grandis as suspect number 2. Suspect number 3, Donald Wells, calling with the story of the man on the property. Yet nobody calls the police or leaves work to check on their damn children. And then you return home at some point, make up a fake story that your child is missing, yet you lied and told boy H your boys were with Donald Wells at work. 2 boys, Wyatt and Josie. So where was the other boy? Make it make sense. Lying about where the children are. Donald calling, making up stuff about a predator on the property. But Summer Wells is the only one that goes missing with an alleged perpetrator, child molester on their property, June 15th. Make it make sense. Dope dealer, is that suspect number 4? How many suspects are we talking about? How many people hold the secret to Summer Wells? Was there an accident? Was it a deliberate selling of a child, bartering of a child, debt payment? Or somebody was tired of being a mother and wanted to get rid of her? Or the ultimate sacrifice of getting payment for a child for reward money? You weren't expecting that from the queen. Was Summer Wells killed to get reward money and or donation money from the public? Ta-da! You weren't expecting that, were you? We're broke. We need money. We got enough kids already. Get rid of Summer Wells and ring in the dough. We'll say she's missing. People will feel sorry for us, and they will start to give us money to help us take care of our children, feed our children, feed our drug habits and alcohol problems. And we'll tuck her away nice and neat, and nobody will find her. You see, people kill for many reasons. Greed is usually the main one. And being just tired of you. And they want to get rid of you. And what I've always told you all is never ask why, but ask why not. Could it be that Summer Wells was a means to an end? She was collateral damage because these people needed a way out and they needed money. So perhaps they've set it up for somebody to try to collect some money. But the one thing you have to remember about collecting the reward money, people want to know where to find a whole body, preferably alive. Preferably alive. And then some will say, we'll pay you even if it's to find the remains of a body. Is it true she ran down the road and somebody saw her and somebody sent in a tip through Facebook? Is that true? This is H's account. Excuse me. Somebody saw her running down the road. She thought a tip went in to the Hawkins County Sheriff's Department. What is the truth? Did these people kill their baby to get money from the reward and or donations? Because now they have a YouTube channel. And every time you go over there and open the video, you're helping them get pocket change. It is what it is. Whether you think they killed their kid or not, sold their kid, whatever, accident, whatever, you're still helping the Wells get money. Can you sleep with yourself knowing you're opening up a video off the backs of a 5-year-old dead kid? You better think about that. Every time you go over there and open a video, you're helping these monsters. Because they don't have anybody to feed now. It's a wrap. Well, you can't get life insurance, sweetheart, without a body. You have to have a body in order to collect the life insurance. And you can't get it if you're suspected of murder of the said person. You see, you don't know these people. And they have shown you what they're made of. They're sick and they're diabolical. And anybody that changes the version of what happened to their kid, there's no way in hell you're going to tell me you believe these people aren't complicit in getting the child gone. The truth never changes and it never deviates. So you have no reason to have all these damn versions of the 15th of June. And you wouldn't forget what happened to your kid. She sounds just about as bad as H, saying she can't remember anything. I don't keep up with the time. Well, of course you don't keep up with the time because you've never done anything with your life to keep up with the time. You don't have to go anywhere and be anywhere. You don't work. You don't go to school. So, hell no, you don't keep up with the time. But how convenient that your child is missing and on that day, you don't keep up with the time. How convenient. How convenient Donald Wells calls you while you are out, that someone's on the property messing with your children, yet neither one of you go to the aid of your boys left alone, unattended, and yet you still kept your kids 6 weeks on. How convenient. How convenient to pick up a 15-year-old boy that you haven't had contact with visibly, to ride around and smoke vapes and drink twisted tea at a dusty, nasty fishing pond with your child inside of dirty, murky water, not paying attention. Allegedly, she's under the water for God knows how long. He takes her out. She seems okay. But then she's missing hours later. And rabbit hole, I'm going to mention that too before I check out of here. What proof do you have that Summer Wells and her children, Candy Wells, so sorry about that, the Candy searched for Summer Wells on June 15th? What proof do you have that she searched for Summer and that the boys searched? See, the only person that can tell you half of what happened June 15th are the boys. And naturally, those children are being handled with kid gloves, as they should be. And someone mentioned today that the Wells gave up custody of their children. I do not know if that is a truth or gossip, because you know I don't like repeating things without a receipt. But it wouldn't shock me none that the Wells gave up their children, because I think they know they're not going to get them back. That something's on the scroll that can't be undone. And they're not trying to fight for the boys like Jacqueline and Giselle West in California. The deal is done. I don't want them back. Can't do nothing with them no way. You don't work. You don't have a job. You're not trying to go to school. You're not trying to get an education. What you going to do with your remaining 4 kids? What are these misfits going to do with the 3 remaining kids? Because it was only a matter of time somebody else has a nasty accident. Fall down the flight of stairs, goes missing. Are you listening? You don't know people. Most children are killed by their parents and the caretakers. Random children are kidnapped by the age of 12. To what purpose would someone need to steal a 5-year-old little girl from the middle of nowhere in a rough terrain? How did they get up the hill, the dog trail, to steal the child and risk not being caught or apprehended by one person back there in the hollow? Why would I risk kidnapping a 5-year-old girl? For what reason? When I could go into the inner city and snatch a child off the street or playground much easier. Think about what you're saying. Make it make sense. And what are the odds that a perpetrator had 3 itty bitty spiders in his snare to play with on June 15th? But another stranger perhaps waited for Candy to return home to kidnap Summer Wells. Make it make sense. So what is Donald telling the public? That the perpetrator didn't want 3 boys, but he wanted a little girl who looks like a boy. Are you following that? Listen to what I'm saying to you. The perpetrator was on the property trying to touch 3 little boys. So that means the boys had to have been outside in the vicinity of the perpetrator. But yet nobody came to the rescue of their said children with the perpetrator. Nobody called the police with the boys alone with the perpetrator. And hours later, Summer Wells, who was gone all day, comes home to be the victim of foul play instead of 3 itty bitty spiders who were with an alleged perpetrator. Tell me how that makes any damn sense. Donald Wells, you are a liar. Candy Wells, you are a liar. Grandis, you have to be lying as well. We have to question why you took your dusty ass back up north and then come back to what for what? There's some smoke out there. And you all didn't think anybody would care about that little bitty white girl, but some of us do. And we know that you're lying and you got rid of that girl. And the truth is going to come out one way or the other. Because like I said in my live yesterday, Candy, you're going to suffer a terrible death if you don't straighten your ass up, you and Donna Wells. Because you see, the earth has got to get it back. The earth has got to get back what you stole. The devil's got to pay the due bill. 7 times. 7 times fold. The debt has got to be paid. Thank you, dear. You and Donald are going to have to pay for what you did to Summer Wells and those boys and your other children. So when are you going to tell the truth about what you did to your child on June 15th and stop dicking folks around with this nonsense? Because people have made a mockery out of Summer Wells and used that baby's name to profit, just like with Cal City. But in the end, there will be an ending. There will be an ending. And one of you jokers is going to pay the piper. Where is Summer Wells? And tell us where she is and end this reindeer game. Enough is enough. You dressed your child in winter clothes, or let's say light spring wear clothes, on a hot day in the summer month of June to hide or disguise whatever was done to Summer Wells. And you didn't think about what you were doing when you made the TikTok video. You used Boy H as an alibi, but you fucked up because you've lied too many times about what happened to Summer Wells on June 15th. And you didn't expect anybody in America to care about your baby girl. But once it went to social media, it was a wrap. And people began to dissect everything that you said, all your videos, TikTok videos, Facebook pages, and rambling in the church drawers, pulling up church videos. You didn't expect that. And now you can't go back. There's a reason you put that child in that outfit. And it wasn't to go to the watering park in Jonesboro. Because nobody would dress a child in a long sleeve jacket and black pants to go to a water park in the month of June. So try again, Candy Bly Wells. You did something horrible to her. You and Donald Wells, and possibly your mother as well. And you all are going to pay. Because we're going to keep talking about it until you fold. We're going to keep talking about Summer. We're going to keep talking about Cal City as well. Because those are 2 dirty bats out there in California as well. There's so many similarities with Cal City and Rogersville, Summer Wells. W&W. Neglect, trifling parents, foster care in both cases. Neither child has been put back in the care of the parents. Why? Social media junkies jumping in the case like they're jumping out of fucking airplanes without a parachute. Why? All at the expense of a missing kid. As Dr. Phil says, you know I love Dr. Phil. How's that working for you? Or we can go back to the old mob days. How do you feel Do you feel lucky, punk, huh? Do you? How do you feel? Let me tell you something, and I'm going to leave here. There's no way in hell I could sleep knowing I got rid of my baby, and especially out there in that holler. There's no way in hell I'd lay my head down in that damn house, because I would be scared shitless to sleep out there, knowing I killed my kid. And I done told you, Candy and Don, you keep on doing the stuff you're doing on this social media, something gonna come up out that ground out there and suck you in. And we'll never hear about Candy and Don Wells again. What happened? Nobody's heard from them. They haven't been seen or heard from. You better be very careful. Because, see, you in the middle of nowhere. And it would take nothing for somebody to make their way up through there, up the dog trail, and pay you a visit. Such as like what happened with Summer, so you say. And maybe somebody will come through that basement door and make their way up the rabbit chute and pay you a visit. Have mercy. Donald Wells, Candy Wells, grandest and perpetrator number 4, possibly all involved in the disappearance of Summer Wells. This was an orchestrated ruse to get rid of a 5-year-old little girl, and the reasons does not matter. The point is that she's gone, and I doubt that she's coming back. At least 4 people are holding the secret to Summer Wells. I do believe that now. It's a matter of who's going to turn and fold and tell the truth. I thank you all for joining me. If you want to donate to the channel, $McGangie129, Cash App. All super chats are welcome during the live. Please follow me on a new journey to talk about true crime. My first installment was pertaining to Mr. Anthony Sowell, an African-American serial killer out of the state of Ohio. He is no longer living, and it is one of my first videos in the Crime Vault. And I will talk about an old crime case each week. True crime that has happened in America. Follow the content. Thank you so much. God bless you. New subscribers, new visitors, people joining in. Thank you. Maz on deck. Everybody be safe. Have a Merry Christmas, everybody. God bless you. This is the Queen, Everyday Shenanigans. I'm out of here. Thank you. God bless you. If you see something, say something. Be a part of the solution and not the problem. Thank you.